think I should be live. Hey everybody, it's Josh. I'm just going to do some work this morning before my staff starts coming over. And I thought I'd stream at the same time and then maybe answer some questions. Can you guys hear me, by the way? See some people in the chat. In our KMP, I think that I'm audible. So thanks for the opportunity to ask questions. What is the outlook on professionals switching careers to data center techs in 2026? I don't have like hard data on this, but I would guess that the data center jobs are probably growing, or at least they have been for the last couple of years, just because of obviously like AI. The US is trying to spin data centers up everywhere and like buy all those like GPUs and stuff. Um, so there's probably a lot of data center jobs still. I don't know if that's gonna like come to a big crash suddenly, but yeah, someone in my community like kind of recently got an offer for a data center job, but I think they took it, but then they took something else like right away. I guess you guys can hear me, right? Yeah. So I was planning to try to work, but I will answer as many. Oh, my audio is really low. Okay. Hold on. I wonder how I can like turn this up. Is it even lower now? Is it even worse now? Okay. How about now? Can you hear me? Is it like worse? All right, let me see if I can like do something with this. Audio. Filters. Oh, I see. Gain. Is it better now? Is it too loud? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Did it change at all? Test. Mm. Okay. I'll just try to like. I'll try to speak louder. Noise gate compressor. I'll turn like all of this off. How about now? Does it sound like any different? Okay. Let me see if I can do something in the OS. One sec. A, B, C, D. Oh my god, I got some money. One moment. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll just try to talk loud. Okay, good. That's good. I need to do something with this later. The audio might get like weird. Let me read this like this money one from the Jack. Oh no, not the Jack. The CKG3731. I'm a Navy veteran using the VRE program to get my BSIT. Will your program help me get into the IAM field? So like CyberEdge is like not really designed for. I don't teach IAM in there specifically, but the thing that have people have done, like for example, I don't teach GRC specifically either, but there's people like in the cyber range who will like do a GRC related project, because the cyber range, it's just like a normal environment with like a security stack in Azure and everything. So you could, I'm not telling you to do this, but if you were in the cyber range and you wanted to do some kind of like IAM audit, like some IAM project, like you want to audit or do something like this, you can like put that on your resume, and we'll vouch for you when somebody like reaches out to verify your employment. But the cyber range is not like, I don't specifically teach IAM in there, but it's like any other work environment where there's like IAM stuff in place where you could like make work that's related to IAM for yourself in there. FYI. So I'll try to read this. Lie, just dropping in to say thanks, Josh. I actually met you in a Target in Linwood 2 years ago. Your knowledge that you share has been pivotal in my journey. I remember this. I remember meeting you in there. I think you're with your girlfriend or something like this, and I was with like one of my friends' wives. That sounds really weird, but no, I should just say I was with my friend because she's my friend too. Ibrahim, do I need CISA cert to get a job in GRC in the US? Is it a must have or I should have it? So CISSP and CISA are both good for GRC jobs. So if I was like dead set on getting into like GRC and I just wanted to like max out my credentials or whatever, I'd probably get like CISSP, CISA, and CISM. But those all require like some kind of experience. But you know, why are all the cookie hijackings not solved yet? I don't know. I don't know what that is. All right, let me skip ahead. There's like so many. I have CISA and CSSP, still not GRC. Gabe A8227. Why did that cyber hack guy got at you? I don't know. I don't know why he did that. Let me see. I'll show you like what he's talking about. You can see my YouTube algorithm, cyber hack. What was his name called? Or what was that video called? Oh, this guy made this video about me, is what Gabe is talking about. I don't know why he did it, because I don't think he watched the video. I didn't watch this video, by the way. Like, my staff watched it. And I think he was like making fun of one of the videos where I talked about like how I would make 500K in cybersecurity if I had to start over, or if that's what was my goal. And then he was like saying something about the cyber range too. But then when I went to like look at the video, there's just like a ton of people defending me in there, which I thought was really nice and very funny. So I don't know why he did that. I don't know why. I could talk about this like a lot. I have like a theory why people do this, but you know, I don't know. Breathless motion. I have an oldish MacBook here. Is there a certain type of laptop you could recommend so that I can run required environments? I wouldn't even breathless motion. I wouldn't even like run anything on your local computer anymore. I haven't ran local VMs for like maybe like 6 years by now, or maybe more. I just use Azure for everything, like every time. Just because it's like way easier and it's way cheaper than trying to build like a computer that runs them locally. If you want to run like LLMs or something, like you could, but I don't know, probably some like ThinkPad or some Lenovo ThinkPad or something, but I just like wouldn't really do that, to be honest. Otter Kazami says, hey Josh, off topic from IT, but I personally think it would be interesting to see how you manage your personal finances and investments while abroad. In a vlog or some breakdown would be cool. Okay, I can just tell you now, like I'm financially literate, but I don't exactly enact that anymore. I used to like just dump a lot of my money into, you know, S&P 500 and have my Roth IRA and like all this stuff, but I just like stopped doing that, to be honest. And I just dump my time and energy into like business ventures and like trying to like make a bunch of money really fast instead of trying to invest. There'll be like some point where, because probably like 95% of my holdings right now is in cash, because I don't feel good about what's going on in the U.S. or globally, really, to be honest. But I don't feel good about what's going on in the U.S. and the stock market is like propped up by, you know, those whatever, like the tech companies who are like trading money amongst each other to like try to grow AI or something. So I liquidate most of that, and most of it is in like cash and high yield savings, like liquid accounts. And I have some like other business stuff going on in the background that's where it's like kind of useful for me to have liquid money. But yeah, that's like a summary of it. But yeah. Roman says, how to transition into cyber if I have 10 years as a senior software engineer from nuclear research to full stack development. I like to do AppSec or CloudSec, but it's hard to transfer my skills. I was going to say, if you really want to like retain a high salary, I'd probably try to go into AppSec or go into like DevSecOps or go into like site reliability engineering, because SRE is like, it's still like a subset of cybersecurity because the CIA triad, like confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and like SRE falls like heavily under availability. So that's something you could do to like easily transition in, and then keep your salary relatively high. If you hold the mic with your hand, it would be better. Oh, is it making a bunch of noise? Oh, I can do this. Is this better? Um, what's up with the crows on the video clip photo? There's no reason for them. I just think crows are like they're like pretty smart, so I think they're cool. And then in Japan, the crows are like really, really, really big. It's like 3x American crow for some reason. It's like huge, and the voice is deep too. So they're kind of cool. People like a bit scared of them here because they're like so big. But yeah. B. Brian 1201 says, "Are subscribers able to use Microsoft Purview in your SOC cyber range to test data classifications or DLP alerts?" So, I didn't set Purview up, but I'm like in the process of setting all of that up. Like we have a E5 license now, where we can do like DLP and all this kind of stuff. But I only have like it assigned to 3 users right now, so that's something that will be in the future, but it's not like quite there yet. That's a good question though. Azure is very cheap. Yeah, Azure is very cheap. Our environment is like not that cheap. I can show you because there's like a lot of stuff going on in there. Cost analysis. So I'll show you like how much. I think I can do this. Group by no budget, and I can say maybe last 12 months. So Azure for us over the last 12 months has costed 70K, and then I think I can do this. And then monthly Azure alone, like no Tenable, like nothing, just pure Azure spend is about like probably between like $5,000 and $6,000 a month. Sometimes it peaks at like 7 or something like this. But it's mostly because of like the virtual machines and then the storage. So like last 12 months, the 20K in VM spend, 20K in storage spend, or this is virtual network spend. Sorry, 15K in VM spend. But Azure can be like really cheap if you use it well and like optimize it well. Yeah, this is the CyberRange cloud consumption cost. So hey Josh, just came to find out about an RSA conference. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for a student like me, a graduate student coming soon? I've heard people tell me that RSA is like a big commercial, so I don't know if it's like worth going. Um, I don't know. I've been invited to those, but I didn't go to it because like I'm just like too tired. Ant-Man, how's cloud security? Pretty much everything is in the cloud these days, and we need security, so it's like a huge thing. CyberRange is a subset of cloud security, and we practice that quite a bit. So I think it's good. I want to get like a SC 900, which is like Azure Security Fundamentals. I think that would be like really cool, but you know. Jack Moo Fool says, "Hey Josh, I'm currently looking for a lane in tech that is more conventional. I'm leaving my job as a QA at a FANG company for something with less stress. Do you know of a role like that?" To be honest, it's like really, really hard to say. Usually, usually the higher the pay is and the less intense the company is, the more relaxed your job will be. So for example, like all those like FANG companies, they're trying to like min max everything all the time, so they're kind of intense. So I wouldn't even work there, to be honest. So I'll just work like at maybe like a normal company, but try to find a relatively high paying job there, because that's been my experience. Because I don't consider, well, I was like I worked at Microsoft, but it was a contractor, so I don't really consider that like high speed, and the pay was high, so I had like a really relaxing time. And then I also worked at a bank, like a mid-size ish, not a huge one, but like a mid-size ish bank, and my pay was like kind of high there, like high relative to other people, and that was like a relaxing job. But I would avoid like low, like kind of low paying jobs like anywhere, because you'll have like a lot of busy work, not all the time but sometimes, and then like any of those like intense companies, I feel like you just like can't relax, in my opinion. I'm getting behind in the comments. Oh my god. Breathless motion. So you're saying for the cyber range I can use my MacBook and just use Azure? Yeah, like everything in the cyber range is, all of it is in the cloud. So you can use like a really shitty MacBook or like a really old ass PC, as long as you can use like the browser. Because even Azure, like when you connect to the virtual machines, you can use Azure Bastion, and that's just using your browser. So for example, like I'll show you. Oh, I don't know if I can. Oh, I think I can show this. So for example, oh my god, bro, I hate this. So for example, user 0. I don't know if I typed this password right. I probably did not, but when you connect to virtual machines, it's just like in the browser, like so. Um, Mike, what do you think of Purdue Global Cybersecurity Program? Is it worth it? I think it's good. I did a video where I talked about it a bit. Let me see if I can find it. Because it's one of those universities where like international students can go to, and I think it's has competency based component to it. I'm not really sure. Oh, I think it's here. Yeah, it's this. So you can watch this video if you want. There's like a spreadsheet in there where I break down like the classes. But yeah, where I break down the classes for the cyber program. Um, LB Boy 6, how do you think through charting a focused skill development path specifically for offensive security and AppSec? I'm a mid-level skill-wise, but want to upskill in a lot of areas, so a little scattered. Oh, I made like a pipeline for this. I don't. I'm a bit scared to like try to find it on stream, because like I'm gonna like I have to like sift through my Google Drive. But I just spent a long time with ChatGPT and Claude, telling them like what I wanted to do, and please design me like a perfect pipeline um, to do what I want, and it came up with something that made sense to me. So I would just do like a lot of research. I'd probably pull a lot of jobs from Indeed and do like a huge analysis on them, and then use that to talk with ChatGPT and figure out like a path to take. I'm sorry, this answer is like probably not very good, but that's just like what I would do. Yeah. Chess. I didn't know your company was this big. Oh, it's kind of it's not big. We have 13 people. There's about to be a bit more, because I'm trying to like do something in Japan as well, because cybersecurity is like a bit blue ocean here. So we have 13 people, and we're doing like maybe like 130K per month of like hard revenue. At least this month will probably be like 130K, and then I will see probably like 60% of that, like probably. But it's yeah, it's like a normal like small business, but it makes money at least, so that's like really good. Um, hey Josh, this is from Itachi Solos Madara. Nice name. Hey Josh, I would like to start cyber videos on YouTube, specifically related to Azure incident response automation. Uh, Tools, etc. Any advice to a newbie? So I would just like make sure your audio is as good as possible, and then make sure your video is planned out. And if your audio is good, and then you keep in mind like you want to save as much time for your viewer as possible, and you want to deliver as much value as possible, and then edit your videos accordingly, it will do well. It will do well enough, and then if you keep uploading enough, you'll figure out like what really works and like what people want to see. But just make sure you have good audio. Just respect your viewers' time, and then plan your video out. You don't have to read it like a script. I don't do that at all, but that's what I would. advice I would give. Feel free to ask more if you want like more like specific information. Oh my God, I'm getting left behind. Monkey Coffee. I work for Spectrum as a tier 1 support. Could you give me a roadmap to be a cloud engineer working remotely by next year? I should be done with WGU, 1 year Spectrum and CCNA. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, to be honest, Monkey Coffee, like you want a roadmap to be a cloud engineer. Like basically, like your secret weapon to doing that is just being consistent and have like no 0 days. Like do something toward that goal every single day. And like cloud engineering, like you can just go to I'll tell you something, but you can just go to like ChatGPT or Claude and tell it to give me a perfect roadmap, like basically what you said to me, and it will tell you something like reasonable. And if you do that really well and execute on it, you're just going to end up meeting your goal eventually. Because like getting these certain types of jobs like within reason, all of them are like really reasonable and like kind of easy compared to like doing something crazy like becoming an astronaut. It just comes down to like you being consistent. So that's like your secret weapon. Because people be getting bored too fast, and they get tired of doing something, and they just like want to do something else, or their focus is like spread out like too much throughout the day. So if you spend like 3 hours per day like toward that goal, like whatever roadmap you have, you're going to like get it eventually, because your competition will just give up eventually, or they'll just do something else if you keep going long enough and being smart about it. But if I use like, oh God, I use like employability framework to like explain everything. So you want it to be a cloud engineer, right? So basically, like look at this in terms of like what would make a good cloud engineer. So like maybe, um, you know, written communication. This is generic, and you can just make sure that's squared away. But like education, you're gonna have your bachelor's degree. Certifications, you're gonna have CCNA, which is like really high end for like an entry level job. But if you think about this in terms of like being a cloud engineer, you might be like, okay, like what do I need to get? Like maybe probably like if you want to work, Azure or AWS equivalents, like Azure AZ-104, like the Azure whatever system administrator, like AZ-500, like Azure system engineer, and then maybe like some kind of like AI 900 or AI 500 to like round off the AI stuff, or the AWS equivalents. You want to have a good portfolio relative to the job that you want to do, and then you want to generate experience. Like you can do this in the cyber range. Like the portfolio and the experience will be really hard, like really strong, like in the cyber range. You can do it on your own as well. And then once you have a perfect resume relative to what you think like a really, strong cloud engineer's resume would look like, you just get strategic and do a high volume of high quality applications to get your interview. And then of course, you can bake in like your social networking and stuff into your path, because social network is like a wild card for getting a job. And then of course all this stuff to make sure you interview well. But basically, just if you have any plan, you're just really consistent with it, you'll get your job. And to like shill my company a bit, probably like half the people in the cyber range who be getting jobs, like half of them are in like IT or like cloud or like something else that's like not dedicated to cyber. So that's just something to keep in mind. Justin Matthews, thank you for taking time to do this live. Oh my God. I'm definitely interested in joining the cyber range. I'm currently a cybersecurity management policy student at UMGC, graduating in December. Oh, congrats. Pre-congrats on your graduating. Does cybersecurity have remote positions? Is it mainly on site? Is it better to be a contractor with multiple contracts at a time, or to find a full-time job? So cybersecurity has a lot of remote jobs. I think every single one of my jobs were remote. They were like really flexible. Like there was we can come to the office, but like I don't have to do that. Like I can just like be remote. So I don't think like any job, um, you know, like a lot of defense jobs, you have to be remote because you have to be at like using like some secured area and using like CyberNet or whatever. But a lot of jobs, if they're not remote, they could be remote. And then, is it better to be a contractor? I think it's, in my opinion, it's almost always better to be a contractor, because it's way easier to be hired, and your cash base salary is like usually higher. And a lot of people, like, your competition is less too, because everyone's like, oh, I don't want to be a contractor, I want like a stable job, I want to be a full-time employee. But like, this doesn't even like really mean anything, especially these days. So like, for example, like I got hired as a contractor at Microsoft without getting interviewed, because they knew who I was already. But that same group wanted to hire me as like a full-time employee, and I had to go through this like crazy interview loop with like 4 or 5 people or something. And I was just like, I just said no, because my contract pay was like high enough, and I wasn't trying to stay there for like a really long time anyway. So getting full-time employment is like kind of hard, because like, I don't know why they feel the need to put you through some like crazy interview loop every time. It's just like easier, and you get more experience. And I wouldn't really recommend trying to stack jobs unless you're like really like feeling yourself and like kind of used to working. Or if you're like comfortable, then go ahead and do it. But in my opinion, it's better to just stack jobs as a contractor, to answer your question. I don't really care about like FTE role. I think it's like kind of silly. Oh my god, I'm getting behind. Um, hey Josh, X Men's Wolverine. Hey Josh, what's the average duration for the Cyber what's the average duration for the Cyber monthly subscription to get hired for someone with tech experience? I would I can't answer this. Let me see. Hold on. 2025 stats data set. Oh, so there's this. I don't know if this is like really useful for you, but this URL is like all the people who got hired in the cyber range in 2025. It was like one person every 3.7 days. And oh, you can't see it. Um, this column C is like where they announced their, like, where they got hired, and they talked about their experience and like how long it took. I could go through this and like comb through it and figure it out. But the last time I checked, the LTV of a customer was something like $600, or 5 or 600, which suggests that the average time in the cyber range is 6 months. But you can get a job much faster than this if you try really hard. So for example, this guy, he did like a, I don't know if you can like call it an experiment or whatever, but he did this thing where he's doing like a no 0 day challenge, I guess. And then he was just going hard, and this is his like activity map, by the way. You can see like every day he's like doing something, like a lot of activity. So this guy, like, he did this experiment. He just like went hard for like 100 days or something, and then he ended up getting 2 job offers on like day 96 or something like this. If I can find it. Oh my god, he's too many posts, so it's like hard to like it's hard to find. Oh, this thread. I wish I can link this, but I can't link it. We'll just try to like make you join the cyber range. But this is an example. They weren't cybersecurity jobs. Like, one of his positions was like an MSP, and the other one was like what is this, network and infrastructure analyst. But this position he picked was like working really closely with like the network security admin or something like this. But if you're like really serious, you can get into IT in like 3 months or less. To be honest, like, anyone who says this is false is, I almost said the F word, it is lying to you. It just, it's not. You shouldn't think about it in terms of like months, or like how many months does it take. You don't think about it like this. You have to think about it in terms of like hours, because people, like the general humans, like focus is spread out too much throughout the day, so they might get like 1 good hour of studying in or something like this. But if you like legit focus, by focus I mean like stop doing like 50% of what you're doing and spend most of your energy on like studying and like labbing and like doing like stuff toward your goal, like that compounds like really really fast over a long period of time. You can, like, after like 2 months, if you're studying like 4 hours per day, you're like so far ahead of the average person. And this is what happens. Like, this guy didn't have any like IT background, and he just ended up getting like a really like decent job in 3 months, right? Imagine if you extrapolate this out over like a year or 2 years or 5 years or something like this. So like when I make a video and I'm talking about how like, oh, I made like $1.3 million last year, and then people will come into the video and say like fucking lying and all this stuff, it's really stupid because before I even uploaded a video to YouTube, I had 2 jobs and I was making $250,000 a year in cybersecurity. Like imagine like what's gonna happen if I spend like 4 hours per day like working and studying over the course of like 6 years. Like it's not a huge stretch to go from like 250,000 to like $1 million. You can see like how this like plays out over time. Like the reason like people are like 40 years old and making 50K, it's okay to do that, but it's just because their focus is like spread out a lot, and they're not like focusing on like trying to make more money or trying to do something, right? So that was like a really long ass answer to your question, but I think you asked how long. I think the average person is like 6 months currently in the cyber range. It's probably going to go up because our churn is going way down. So I'll show you what I mean by this. I'll show you. So this is like raw information, right? So this is the cyber range like analytics over time. Like the red is the churn, like people who like leave for the month, and then the green is like the new people, and then blue is people who stay. So, oh, I think I can figure it out. But the churn is like reducing over the last 3 months. So like 139 churn, 122 churn, and then this month is like only 76 churn because my engagement in the cyber range is really, really high. So people are like tending to stay more. So it's hard to answer your question. It just depends on you and like how much you want to execute, I guess. Let me try to get caught up. Oh, someone give me money. Taryn Green 1655 says, "Hey Josh, big fan. You mentioned you had an idea about applying the employability framework to dating. Have you or can you expand on that here?" Yeah, I can. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm not like missing something. Jojo, I'll get to your question. It's going to be like long answers, so let me try to like answer these other ones. So like Jojo0408, "Hey Josh, I'm building a healthcare tech project that's medical coding and billing. What's the easiest to become HIPAA, high trust, and SOC compliance?" I can't answer that. That's a crazy question. It's not easy. I would just spend like a lot of time with ChatGPT probably, and like Claude preferably, because that's a really expensive to like become SOC 2 compliant. I think that's not cheap, but you can get the controls in place to be compliant. I think that it requires like an audit or something to be compliant for some of those, but I don't know. I'm sorry. That's like a really hard question. I would need to like research to answer it. That's a good question though. Mr. For Your Sister, "Hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. When you get the chance, please respond to the message I sent you." Oh, I don't see the message you sent. I'm so sorry. Can you send it again? I'm like getting overwhelmed. Pips and Profits. "I'm a second-year cybersecurity student. Why choose SOC analyst over penetration testing, and what 20% of SOC skills give you 80% value?" That's a great question. So I would choose like cyber defense in general over penetration testing, because pen testing jobs are like 1 to 10. So for probably like 1 to 20, to be honest. Like every one pen testing job, there's probably like 20 other cyber defense jobs. So it's not to say that like studying pen testing is not useful, because studying OffSec is really useful because it makes you a good defender and it's really good for interviews. But I wouldn't dump all of your time into it. It's just like too niche, and you will often get beat out by people who are like huge nerds for pen testing. It's just like impossible to compete with them almost, because there's just not that many jobs is what I'm trying to say. And the 20% of SOC skills to give you 8% value. I did this in the cyber age, like intentionally on purpose, right? So like get really good at incident response. Like you can answer like almost all like those type of interview questions if you understand the incident response life cycle. like tell me about like what would you do if X happened. All of those can be answered with like incident response lifecycle. So if you understand incident response, that's NIST 861, you'll be better off. But just in general, like if you can get really comfortable with an EDR, like an endpoint detection response system. So like in the cyber range, we use Microsoft Defender for endpoint. I chose this because it's like the most widely used one, like anywhere. And then if you get comfortable with like a vulnerability management platform and the soft side of vulnerability management, which we did in the cyber range, I used Tenable. And then you get comfortable with a SIM and a query language. Like these three things, if you can do the query language, you know how to use the EDR platform, and you can at least do some like basic scripting and you can show it, you're gonna be like really good. People are gonna be like, oh, okay, this guy or this girl knows this. They can probably do all of this other stuff as well. So that's my opinion. So trying to answer this question, the money question. You had an idea about applying employability framework to dating. Can you expand on that? So yeah. So basically, like this is like employability framework, and then this is like a stats framework. I'll talk about this like kind of briefly, but basically, like I don't even like know where to begin with this, to be honest. But say that you're a guy trying to get a girl, you're trying to be attractive to women. Basically, like the green stuff is your physical traits, the blue stuff is like your character traits, and then this stuff with like red outline is your traits, but you can't really change them very much. And then this yellow thing is Holy Trinity. These are the traits. If you have them, it makes it exponentially easier for you to like attract a mate initially anyways. So if you have like really strong like physique, you can like walk up to a girl and then she will at least like listen to what you have to say, right? Or if you have social status, same thing. If she knows you have like a bunch of money and you try to like talk to a girl, at least she's going to listen to you. And then if you don't have like any of these three like main traits, the other the rest of your stuff basically needs to be like really perfect, for you to like have an easy enough time, I guess. But you, there's like really no excuse. Like you should basically have all this like green stuff really maxed out, as much as you possibly can. Like groom yourself, wear fitting clothing, have hygiene, fix your teeth if they're messed up, and then you should be like exercising, to be honest. But basically this is all it is. Like this is the Holy Trinity. If all three of these are maxed out, you can just like walk around like a Chad, basically, right? But if you have even one of these, it makes it like way 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 easier for you as a normal person. I can talk about this a lot, and it will take like a long time, but I don't want to like do it too much. Let me know if you have questions. Breathless motion. In addition, do you think that graduating with a cybersecurity degree makes for a higher chance of getting a higher paying job, or just the same as doing groundwork with projects? I think having a degree is like really really good. It helps you get interviews for sure, right? Because a lot of some employers like still will filter applications. They'll like drop them if you don't have a degree. Some people will do it, or some companies will do it because they have like too many applications and they need some way to like filter down the candidate pool. But it's getting less and less these days. But I would still like, if you have the economic means and time and energy to get a degree from WGU, I would highly recommend doing it. Yeah. In the overpriced cyber scam, oh my god, from RL7329, in the overpriced cyber scam from the guy who clickbaits with salary titles and won't post his tax forms, the lies go deep, like the Epstein files. Oh, I posted my tax forms. If you're talking about me, I don't know if you're talking about me, but I literally posted it in a YouTube video, bro. That's so funny. Epstein files, though, that is an interesting topic. Um, Edidi, I can't read your name. Something Llama. Hey Josh, you talked about building something cybersecurity related in Japan. Could you elaborate on that a bit? So, cybersecurity in general in Japan is like not really a thing, and the training here is like not really that good. in my opinion, and based from what people are telling me. So I have like some Japanese staff, so I'm just trying to have them like create some like social media content around cybersecurity, and then try to like get Japanese people to like join the cyber range. It's gonna be like, yeah, that's basically it. Just try to spread the Japanese training for the cyber range type stuff in Japan. That's like pretty much all it is. 650K dub. Anyone here in the cyber range now or has been? There are some people in this chat which I recognized. Oh, Sync Logic, block this guy. Which guy? Which guy to block? Ruthless Health. I'm currently in manufacturing and looking to change to cyber. What's the best degree to get and not get overlooked because of my background? Well, just best degree, like best degree in general is probably computer science degree, but that degree like takes some time to get. So you could just get like any degree, to be honest, because any degree is better than no degree. But you know, I don't want to like answer this for you and like sway you too much, but just like look into them and be sure what you're getting into before you commit, because computer science is like not easy, and you're gonna have like a really hard time if you don't know what you're getting into. Because I registered comp sci when I was like 21, and I didn't realize what I was getting into, and I ended up dropping it. But I ended up getting a comp sci degree later. But just know what you're getting into, and pick the degree based on your goals. So if you just want to get a degree fast, maybe get like business and IT management, something like this. I don't know where I wore AirPods. No one's talking. I just realized that. Hey Josh, could you do a episode on data privacy? I would love to see your take on that breach of the industry. There's not that much info. Yeah, I don't have a good sense. I would have to do a lot of research to do a data privacy video. Like a lot of them is like kind of common sense for me, but a lot of it is like something I never would have even considered. So I need to like research before I talk about it too much. But Josiah, what's up, Josh? Currently, I'm a sophomore in college pursuing CIS. Currently hold SC 300. Damn, congrats on that. Pursuing AZ 500. Nice. I want to get into cloud security. What are some good cloud security projects to do? You could do like a threat hunt. You could do like this is what we have in the cyber range. You can do it on your own. Like we design like a threat hunt and act out all of the indicators of compromise on the network, and like a lot of telemetry is generated, and then we will like go and like hunt the logs. So we'll do like a threat hunt, and then just make a nice report, and then you could stand up a vulnerability management platform, and then do vulnerability scans, and do like you're creating like a mock vulnerability management program where you're like getting leadership on board, where you're getting leadership buy-in and like creating the policy and all this. And then of course the technical side where you're like scanning stuff and then remediating it. That's like a good one. And then another one is you could just build a cyber range yourself, like a simplified one, and expose it to the internet. And then when it gets like attacked and stuff, like forward the logs. Like, okay, I'll send you this actually. Wide open. Who's wanting to build projects? You can build this. This is like the cyber range. Oh, you can't see this. Sorry. You can build this. Just build this out, right? Have like get your Azure tenant, get like maybe 2 subscriptions, 2 virtual networks, peer the virtual networks together, create a bunch of virtual machines in the virtual networks, and then forward. This is log analytics. Forward all your logs to like a log analytics workspace. And then you can attach the log analytics workspace to your SIM, and you can query logs, and then you basically have a giant honey net with like a ton of attack traffic and logs and stuff happening. This is essentially what the cyber range is. There's like more to it than this, but this is a really good project, and you can showcase like how you respond to incidents and that type of stuff. Hairline stats. Oh yeah, it's true, bro. Hairline, bro. For me, it's not a big deal because like anyway, like I'm like balding anyway, and I didn't notice I was balding. Like someone else told me I was, and then I was like 26 or something, but I look normal bald anyway, so I just shaved my head. But I have like have, I don't know if you can see it, but I have like a scalp micropigmentation. It's like a tattoo here, but it looks like hairline. And I could go and get a hair transplant, but I would if I was like, to be honest, if I was like white or if I was like Asian and I could do like something with my hair that's like cool, I'd probably go and get a hair transplant. But my my hair looks like normal enough bald anyway, so I just have like a tattoo. Let me see if there's anyone talking shit. I thought someone's gonna like come to the comments and then say something like challenging to me, but no one did that yet. I guess one person did about my tax, but that guy's dumb because I already posted it on YouTube. Let's see. Remilia Prower. Remilia Prower. Got a question about CyberEngine billing. Since I told myself I was going to join after my data analytics class, my question is, if I bought it today, will I be rebilled on March 1st? If you buy it, your billing day will like start whatever day you purchase it. And the CyberEngine, we're increasing the price from like 99 to 129 by March 1st. So you might want to buy it. If you want to join, I might join like, February like 28 or something if you really want to like push it out. Because we're increasing the price because there's like a lot of activity in there and it's getting difficult for me to give attention to everybody and like respond to all the comments. Because I will like, this is my like activity and I will like, oh shit, I need to like some people's posts before it becomes like 10 a.m. But anyway, we have to increase the price just because there's like getting to be too many people where I can't split my attention among them like very well. But anyway, I would join before like March 1st if you want, because we're gonna increase the price. Let me try to like read these comments. Where he at? Tevid, hey Josh, love the channel. Hey Josh, love the channel. I'm currently finishing a couple cybersecurity certs. I'm interested in joining the CyberEngine. Do you think I should wait until I finish or join with my limited knowledge? You can join like anytime you want. It's just the price. We're gonna increase the price March 1st, but it's not a cripplingly large increase. It's like $30 per month. So I don't know. It depends. Let me see. I'm finishing a couple. Oh, if you're like already studying Security Plus, you can probably join and you'll have like a really good time and it'll be like really easy for you to understand the stuff in the actual classroom. Like the concepts are like not that difficult. I would say that they would be hard for people who have like zero experience like using a computer. They're gonna be like really lost. But if you're like actively using the computer and you're already like studying Security Plus, you're gonna have like a relatively relaxed time in the CyberEngine. It will just take you time to like go through this stuff. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, to be honest. You can join like before the price increase, but if you don't, it's not like a huge deal. You could actually, well, this costs money, right? I was gonna say you could join the yearly one before the price increase, but it just like depends on if that's what you want to do. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Hey, Josh, thanks for the content and all the information you provide. I'm new to cybersecurity. Once I finish the Try Hack Me course, I'll be joining your cyber community. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it a lot. Spray 744. I'm 22, a tier 1 SOC, graduating in September with 1 year of experience. Congrats. Damn, you've been busy. Should I get my SC 200 or focus on hands-on labs? My post-grad plan, Try Hack Me, Sal 1, SOC paths, Hack the Box, CDSA. Yeah, I won't even like tell you what to do, to be honest, because you're already 22 working in a SOC and you're like really squared away. So what you proposed is good already. Just keep doing stuff. Just keep doing stuff and like getting certifications and studying. Because the all that stuff you listed is all valid, to be honest. I would just ultimately like the biggest like ROI for like getting interviews. I would just get your degree and then I would get CISSP eventually, just because like it's the #1 listed cert across job listings in terms of like job hits and stuff. So just I would just keep doing what you're doing. Congrats on like your execution. That's like really dope. And all that stuff you listed is valid. So I don't know. Like, I can't even like answer your question well. I also have CompTIA Trifecta, AZ900, Splunk Core Certification. Okay, dog. Just do whatever you want. Just keep doing stuff. Okay, you're doing a lot already. Get CISSP next. That's what you need to do. Get CISSP and finish your degree, and then just try to stay like relevant. Maybe look into like agentic cybersecurity. Look into like N8N and like weaponizing like an agent to do threat hunting or something like this. Congrats, you're doing really well. That's really amazing. I was playing like video games when I was 22. Christopher Warren. Also, how does your internship work? What are the prerequisites? I know obviously you have to be a part of the community. What else would it entail? Okay, so internship, CyberRange internship. I'll like explain that in depth. It should be pretty easy to follow. So basically, there's like an internship roadmap in the CyberRange, and like how this works is you complete the courses. So you just go through and like do all the courses. It's pretty straightforward, but it will take some time. And then there's an exam that you take at the end. It's like 60 questions, but it covers like general incident response stuff, and it covers like EDR stuff, vulnerability management, and just some other stuff that's in the course. So you have to pass this exam. It's not like really high stakes like CompTIA or something. You just do it on your own computer. And then you will complete 10 STIGs. So STIG stands for Security Technical Implementation Guideline. It's like a security config that you apply on the computer or on your virtual machine. So you use PowerShell to create like the config, and then you like run it, and then the computer's like the config is applied. Then you'll scan the computer with Tenable again to make sure that the STIG has been applied. So you'll complete 10 of these. It's like part of the vulnerability management class, and then you'll like upload them to GitHub and everything and put them in your portfolio. And then after this is done, you'll complete one community threat hunt. So basically what the threat hunt is, let me go to them. This is the next one that's happening. Basically, like, we have threat hunt engineers. I think one of them is actually in the call right now, Synclogic. He was in this live somewhere, but basically he'll make like a lot of indicators of compromise on the network. So he will like go to the CyberRange and like log into a bunch of computers and like do a bunch of like bad stuff, right? Like move files around, like put stuff in the registry, like execute malware, like do a bunch of stuff, right? And then when he does this, it creates a lot of telemetry and logs and creates like a story of stuff you have to follow. And it's basically a big capture the flag. So you have to complete one of these for the internship. And all of these we give like cash prizes away. So there's like the top 3 fastest will get this money. And then there'll be like 7 random people. Like if you complete it, you'll be like, in the week time period, we'll do like a random draw, and like 7 people will win $100. And then we do one of these like every 2 weeks. So you just have to complete one of these as well and like make a report about it. And then this is on YouTube already. It teaches you like how to do the threat hunt. And then, where's my roadmap, bro? And then after you do the threat hunt, you're pretty much done. You just request your CyberRange internship completion certification. And then when you have this, then you can like put Login Pacific on your resume or your LinkedIn or whatever. And then when people like they're reviewing your application, they want to like hire you or interview, they'll like email our HR, and then we'll like respond to them we'll use your internship tracking sheet, like all the stuff you did, to respond to them about like the work that you have done. And then there's like other parts to this. This is like the really generic pipeline, but some people like this, they want to do like something else. Like they want to do some like GRC project, or they want to do some like crazy thing, or they want to engineer a threat hunt or something like this. I will work with those people to do like extra stuff if they want to do it. Some people get money for this. The generic pipeline, like you won't get money for this, but you get like you can use our company on your resume for experience. But some people get money, like the threat hunt engineers, like for sure be getting money, because that is some like that's some like high speed work, and it impacts a lot of people. And a lot of people like get money from that as well. So that people get money for that, or if like some special scenarios like where I need some content made, I'll pay for that properly, and they'll get like a tax form from you and everything. But yeah, that's how the internship works. That was like a really long explanation. Bro's giving advice on how to cheese his own Cybranch. Oh, someone just bought it. Thank you. Thank you, Arshad. So, hey, Josh. Ryan Fuego. Hey, Josh. After completing the internship, do you recommend leaving the position open on LinkedIn resume? And if we have a 9 to 5 job and the Cybranch present, will that impact? I don't think it will, because a lot of people be doing two things at the same time all the time, right? Like they're like a member of a board or a committee, and they have their job. So I wouldn't end the employment. You can like shape your your employment however you want, but I don't think it's necessary to like really do that. Right. I have a lot of parallel employment. I think that's what you're asking. Sorry if that's not the case. Data set. Someone asked me something. One moment. If you're already in the Cybranch, does the monthly price stay the same? Yes. If you're already in the Cybranch, your price can never change. It's like a mechanic of school. Like we can't increase somebody's price who's already a member. So the play, I guess, for people is to like, if they want to join, like join before the price increases, and then you'll just like keep that price. Someone on planet Earth. What if you forgot everything after a car accident? How would you relearn everything after memory loss? Got this idea from an interview Network Chuck did with someone this happened to. I don't know. I don't. That's like a trick question. But I use Anki to like commit stuff to memory, like spaced repetition. That's probably what I would say. But I don't like answering those kind of questions. Samuel says, hey Josh, I'm a student of electrical engineer, but enthusiast about cybersecurity. What advice or directions would you give me? I'm currently in my junior year. Pretty much any advice that I would give anyone trying to get into cybersecurity, just like look at the employability framework, to be honest. And then, it sounds like you're already doing something anyway, and you're really smart because electrical engineering is really, really hard. So all you have to do is be consistent, get the certs that matter, pick some pathway or something, and just like keep doing that. You're gonna get a job eventually. Like the reason people you don't need the Cybranch to get into cybersecurity, but the whole play with the Cybranch is it makes it extremely easy to learn the stuff you need to learn, and there's a community component, and you get like resume experience as well. It just makes it like funner and faster. Like you can do everything without the Cybranch, but the Cybranch is like more fun and more fast. That's the thing. So if you're smart and you're obviously capable, so if you go to like Claude or something and just be like, give me a roadmap, it will probably like give you something like decent to do, and if you do it, you'll just like get in. But yeah, look at employability framework, consider the Cybranch, and just like keep doing what you're doing. I think you'll be good. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm getting left behind. Blake, MB589, is AI going to take jobs from entry level IT jobs, and how should someone prepare if they want to make a career change with no degree? So I would make sure that you know how to use AI as much as you possibly can, and like, okay, how it's going to be in the future is like, say that you want to work in IT. Like now, you just need some basic computer literacy, and you need some general IT skill. That's basically all you need now. But in the future, you're going to need those basic computer literacy, some general IT skill, and you're going to have to know how to leverage AI and LLMs to like get a job and retain the job. So I would look into like, if you have no idea where to start, just spend some time with like YouTube. Be like, how do I learn like AI and LLMs? Or if you want to be structured, you can go and get like a CompTIA Sec AI Plus or something like this. But you really need to know how to leverage AI, because AI is not going to take your jobs, but rather like people who know how to use AI are going to take your jobs. So like even right now, like this looks really busy and like really noisy, but basically I'm building out like an email manager with N8N. This is like a automation workflow, and I'm using AI in some of this. So basically, like an email will come to us. The AI will like triage the email based on like what the sentiment and like what the user is like wanting to do, and then it will either like forward it here, like if this is like an intern trying to like submit their internship spreadsheet, their internship tracking thing, or if it's like a company trying to get employment verification for like one of the CyberRange members, it will do this with it. It will notify us in Slack. If somebody wants an MFA request, it's gonna like make a ticket in Jira for us and then notify us on Slack. Or if it's like a general support ticket, it will create a ticket in Jira and notify us on Slack. Like this basic thing right here that I made this in one day and it works already. This is already like one person's job and like in a environment, I guess, like a medium like help desk, I guess. It's like a ticket triaging, like how can I say, like an inbound like triage agent or something like this. This is like a person's job, right? So the idea of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like automate away all my staff's like stupid busy work they're doing, and then I'll train them or make sure that like get the same training that I had to like know how to do this, so then they can like look for stuff that they can automate or optimize, and then they can be able to do the same thing as me, and then we can just do like much more. Like a lot of the stuff that these like small brained like I'm trying to like be nice, these companies are doing, who are trying to like get rid of people or whatever, they will like, okay, if people are like willing to leverage AI, you can do a lot. Like if you teach them how to do it, you can do a lot like in your company, right? But like a lot of people, a lot of companies are like, I don't know if there's like some strategy behind this, but they're like automating away a lot of stuff and they're just like firing like a ton of people. But if the people they're firing, like if they learn how to like leverage AI properly, they're just going to be able to do like a lot more, which is like the play, and which is what you should be doing, right? So just learn how to leverage like AI a lot. LLMs, look up N8N on YouTube, automation workflow, and you're going to be like, Gucci. Black Blake Hagway. Do you still have the $500 course, or is it just CyberRange now? There's like the Course Careers IT course, which is $500. That's Course Careers is selling that one, and that one like is good for fast tracking on how to get into like help desk really fast. I got this. One more question. Remelia Prower. One more question. I got the CompTIA trifecta. Congrats. But honestly, I only got good at multiple choice tests and haven't had much keyboard time. I'm not at huge risk of breaking CyberRange, am I? Oh, I think you'll be okay. It's possible for you to like mess stuff up in there on purpose because it's like a live environment. It's like work, right? You get onboarded to work, you'll get credentials, you log into like Azure, like all of your other tools. It's literally the same thing as that. And you can mess stuff up in the CyberRange if you really wanted to, but no one has actually done this yet. Not in a really large scale way anyway. Aditi, I can't say her name, Yarlama. Did you make a disclaimer on certain types of questions that you don't want to answer today? Or are my previous questions plain not good? No, you can. I'll answer like anything you ask, but I'm just like, I'm not going through like every single like chat because like I'll get like way behind, to be honest. Okay, I'll do my best to like go back and find your questions. One moment. I will answer literally anything that people say. Okay, I searched your chat. Is it a good idea to start with non-IT or general IT work in Japan? Oh, to get there first, transition. Is it a good idea to start with non-IT or general IT work in Japan to get there first, then transition to cybersecurity? If you're trying to get like a visa to work in Japan, I would just get literally like any IT job that you possibly can. I wouldn't even be like picky about it because that it's already hard enough to like come here. Hey Josh, you talked about building something. Oh, I talked about this. I answered this. Hey Josh, what advice would you give for someone who's going to be moving to Japan to work, but is also part of the CyberRange and continues to work hard to break into cyber? Are you getting a job in cybersecurity here? I would just try to make friends here like ASAP if you can. I don't know if you're coming with like your girlfriend or what, but I'll try to get like a maybe get because Japan is like kind of lonely if you don't know anybody because like everyone's like really like introverted and public during the day and like it's just kind of hard to make friends. But if you can like use those like dating apps and get a Japanese girlfriend or something like that will help you out a lot, and she can like help you with like stuff here. Okay, I think I answered all your questions. Damn, I have to go to the bathroom. How do people do this on stream? There's so many questions. Hey Josh, what date do you put on your resume for starting the internship? Do we put the day we started in the cyber range or the day we completed? Put the day you started in the cyber range because like any normal internship, you put the day you start the internship, right? And when you start the internship, you're basically like useless, right? You can't do anything for the company usually. So it's pretty much the same. Like the cyber range, you start and you do a bunch of training, right? Maybe that takes you like X months, and then you do the internship stuff, and that takes you X months. So just put the day you started in the cyber range. It's the same as like a traditional internship. Thoughts on portfolio on LinkedIn rather than GitHub? I think it's fine because people will be putting their portfolio in like Notion and Medium and stuff like this, so I think it's okay. Lawrence, hey Josh, what are your thoughts on overemployment? I did overemployment before I knew it was a thing, and I think it's okay as long as you're ethical about it. In the sense that like some people are like pieces of shit, to be honest, and they'll get like a bunch of jobs, and they just like won't work some of the jobs, and they'll just like let themselves get fired. And if you do this, it's like you're basically like intentionally stealing from the company, right? I don't think people should do this. As somebody who hires people, like if I'm gonna like I won't just fire someone. I'll spend like a lot of energy trying to like see like what's wrong with them and like try to get them to improve and like all this stuff. And if someone were to do that to me, like just quiet quit on purpose or like do overemployment and like not work, I just feel really bad about it. So I don't think that you should do that to other people because just ask yourself the question like if everybody did this, like what would happen to society? It would like fall apart. So overemployment is fine. Just like make sure you're delivering on your work at least, please, because it's just not good, right? I'm working on a gap analysis report using NIST cybersecurity framework with the cyber range since it has logs and can query through KQL. It's teaching me a lot. Oh, nice. Good for you. That's like really, really good. And that's like my hope for everybody to like leverage the cyber range for stuff like this because it's a proper environment with like ton of logs and a ton of stuff going on. So you can get like a lot of experience out of it beyond like what's in the classroom. So the wardens, I'm coming up on 3 years of IT, worked my way up to tier 3. I'm about to enroll in WGU, considering either the information technology or the Gen Cloud networking degree. I recommend doing the cloud degree, to be honest. And then, by the way, like anyone want to ask me like any hard, controversial questions, you can do that. I thought people would be doing this because they've been talking shit on like Reddit recently, but no one's doing it, so that's nice. I'm going to skip down a bit. Is cybersecurity being taken over by AI? It's not, but the jobs are being compressed because you can do so much more with so much less because of AI. Those easy jobs are going to get like compressed up and there's going to be less of them. And then a lot more jobs are going to grow out of the top. So we don't know what the new jobs are going to be. I can guess. For example, like there's probably going to be like a cybersecurity agent orchestrator or something like this, like a SOC analyst or a SOC agent orchestrator or a GRC something agent orchestrator, where they're like actually like orchestrating the agent and like providing the guardrails, providing the context, and like doing all this stuff. This is for sure going to be a new job because obviously that didn't exist when there's nothing to orchestrate before. And there's probably going to be a job around context shaping, context engineering, or like context management, because the AI agent it's only as good as the context it has of your environment. So this is a really simple example of what we experienced in the cyber range. So we build like a SOC analyst agent in the cyber range. It's like an AI that threat hunts and does all this stuff. And we have like something in the environment that's like a scan engine. This thing here, our Tenable scan engine, and this will like scan like ton of virtual machines. There's like a few hundred virtual machines, and it's just like scanning stuff all day because people are creating people are creating vulnerability scans, like running them, and in the logs, the scan agent looks like it's like some like super malicious node on the network because it's just like spamming the shit out of all the virtual machines, sending like bad traffic to them, doing like port scans, like trying to like log into them, like all this stuff. From the context of the agent, if it doesn't have context, it will pick this thing up every time and be like, oh, there's like a malicious node on the network like doing something, because it doesn't have context. Like if we put in the system prompt something like, oh, by the way, we have a Tenable scan engine running on the network and it has like IP address 10008. That gives context to the agent. So when it finds that telemetry, it doesn't like create an alert right away. Or maybe it will create an alert, but instead of being like a critical, it will be like a low or an info or a high, or not even a high because it's like a known entity on the network. So there needs to be like, there will be like probably some like context management position in the future to make sure that the AI can like perform its job well. And then there's going to be a job for actually protecting the agent itself. There's just going to be like a bunch of new jobs. So it's going to like reduce jobs in the interim when companies are being stupid, trying to like save as much money as they can. But in the end, they're going to be like, oh, like we need all this other stuff. And then like a bunch of new jobs are going to be created on top of like the use of agents and LLM. That's just how it's going to be honest. I could talk about this a lot if you have more like specific questions, but that's my take. Uh, is it okay if we copy the resume template one on one? Yeah, you can. I wouldn't do the same resume for like every single job, but you can. You can copy the template. Um, Farron, Farron Perry. So you think N8N will be the orchestral platform for AI agents? I don't necessarily think that. I can't say anything about that. I'm just using it because it works for what I'm doing. But I don't know. I don't know. That's something I need to like learn. How do I become a Terra Mogger, Josh? I don't know what that means. I know what Mog means, but I'm not sure about Terra Mogger. Josh's natural treasure, protect him at all costs. Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Are the CyberRange monthly payments automatic or no? So CyberRange is part of the school platform, and everything in school platform is like a subscription. Like, well, yeah, everything is basically a subscription. Either it's free, it's a monthly subscription, or a yearly subscription. I think there's some one-time payment stuff, but CyberRange, it don't make sense to do one-time payment because um, the community is going to get shit if I do that. There's going to be like thousands of people in the community, and I won't be able to give them attention. It will just go to shit. So the CyberRange is it's monthly, and it will automatically like draft every month from school platforms. So you have to like be careful of that. But the CyberRange is intentionally a subscription because one, there's like it costs. Oh, I closed it. There's like a ton of like expense on the back end in terms of like cost, like cloud consumption. And then number two, I spend a lot of time in the community, and if there's one-time payment, it's just gonna grow indefinitely, and I can't give people attention. But if there's like a monthly recurring thing, then I can laser focus on the people who are in the community. And then if there gets to be like too many people like there is now, we could just increase the price, and it will either stop growing so fast or it will like shrink down. So it's in the stage right now where it's getting to be like almost too many people to respond to, so we're increasing the price next month. But I gave you too much context. You just asked me if it was monthly membership. It is. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm about to go to the bathroom. Let me see. I've been thinking about what I want to do in cybersecurity after watching the IAM video. I'm interested in heading in that direction. What cert should I get after Security Plus? So for IAM, if you want to get into IAM, just get like SC300 and then maybe any of those like Okta certs. I don't know if those are like free or not, but I would definitely get SC300 if you want to get into IAM. And then I would definitely get a cloud certification as well. That's just like my opinion. But I will say, like, I would be open to like doing other jobs as well. Like I might train up a lot on security operations. Like if you're in the cyber range, I don't know if you're in the cyber range, but if you are, like, do all those like heavy security operations stuff and then augment it with IAM, so you have like the skill set. So if it just like widens your range of the jobs that you'll be able to successfully apply to. I don't really like when people like like hard narrow focus in one area and they just don't apply to other jobs, because you can do that, but it limits you too much because the market wants what the market wants. So the way I think about it is you should just like look what's on the market and then see like um, what you're like willing to build yourself up to offer, and try not to like laser focus. I mean, I don't want to tell you to do this, but like all I'm saying is like be open to like working other jobs. Don't like laser focus like too much in one area, because you might miss out on some other stuff potentially. I second Mr. Multiplayer's question. Okay. 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 I see a bunch of good questions. I have to go to the bathroom so bad, but I'll answer this. Um, hard controversial question. Why isn't CyberRange program more popular? Surely this is the highest quality way to get into cybersecurity. Um, I don't know how to answer this really. Like, okay, I can try, but so we don't run like, I don't do paid ads anywhere. No paid ads. I don't do internship. I don't do influencer like whatever promotion. The only way we grow the side range is through organic content. So I just post on YouTube or post on LinkedIn or like Instagram or something like this. And we don't even post that much. If you compare me to somebody who like really posts a lot, we don't really post that much. And I've come to find that the enrollment rate in the membership correlates heavily to how much I post on social media. So for example, if I go to analytics, this is like the CyberRange growth over time. So like uh, for I think this this period I didn't post anything. Almost I didn't really post. And then I started posting again, like kind of a lot at the end of November. No, like the end of December. And you can see it's growing like exponentially. So not exponentially, but it's growing like significantly. So it's just that, like anything, it's just marketing, right? If I did a bunch of paid ads, and I did bunch more content, and I had like people like talking about it like normal business people do, it would just grow a lot, right? And there's other platforms like eventually, because the cyber range is good, right? It's really good actually, and eventually people will get to know it and it will become like larger. But I don't. This is something we talk about a lot, and like we have like a weekly call in the cyber range, and like I don't personally want it to get like too big, because even now it's like getting hard to respond to people. And if it gets like 2,000 people, I was like, I'm just gonna like close it, because I can either take it in the direction of like, mass like try hack me and like hack the box, where there's just a fucking ton of people in there, or I can like close the community off at like 2,000 people, and it will be like a tight knit community, and I won't be like a gajillionaire. I'll be like a millionaire, but I won't be like a gajillionaire, right? And I'm leaning like more into like closing the community off of like 2,000 people, just because like it's hard to explain this, but there's like really strong community component in the cyber range that it's not there in like a really huge platform like um I don't want to like name drop people, which I already did, but those platforms are like really good. But the cyber range is like, it's like really different, right? I have a hard time like articulating it. It's like the environment is not a sandbox. It's like a enterprise tools and enterprise platforms, and then the community is like community, like people like recognize each other. And if I grow it like too much, it's gonna get like um, it gets like shitty for me because too busy. And yeah, that's all. I hope that makes sense. It's not bigger because I don't market the shit out of it. That's basically like the answer to your question. And then there's like another good question. Let me try to find it. Controversial. Um, Another person said, long time no see. I was wondering if you considered making a private video on how to speak about Login Pacific as a company in a job interview. I can give examples in another post or DMs. I think I talked about this. I made a thread about it, and I think I talked about it in the internship module. But you can just say like what it is. It's just like it's basically like a hybrid SaaS or like a live fire training platform where the data, this is going to be a long, but it's partially exposed to the internet. It's like a honeynet. It's partially exposed to the internet with the intent of getting attacked and generating like organic telemetry. And then people on the training platform will use that organic telemetry to do like threat hunting and practice security operations. That's like basically what it is. And then there's other stuff as well. Like if you are creating threat hunts or something like this, or you want to do some special project that you can talk about on top of that, you can do that as well. But if you just do like the generic internship, you frame it in the sense of you you were doing like vulnerability management and you created automated sticks with PowerShell, and then you provided those for vulnerability remediation for like different endpoints on the platform. Or you can talk about like the threat hunt. If you did like the community threat hunt, you can just frame it as like you're doing a tabletop threat hunt incident response exercise. You went through and collected all the telemetry. You found all the indicators of compromise, and then you generated a report that's used for training purposes. You can frame it like this as well. Some people are like literal cowboys, like in the cyber range, and they won't even call it an internship. They'll just say that they work there, and they'll just like go to the interview and they'll just like say stuff. Um, I don't tell people to do this, to be honest, because like that's like a big balls move. But I'm not gonna like scold them for doing it either, because at the end of the day, it's just like a game to get hired, right? The thing is, the whole mission is to like convince someone to give you an interview, and then once you get the interview, convince them to hire you, and then once you get hired, you have a job. But the ethics come into play is like after you get hired, like if you can't do your job at all, what you did was unethical or you misrepresented yourself too much, right? But if you can do the stuff you're saying, like I'm okay with people saying whatever they want, because the company, like they don't have any consideration for you. But I do hope, I do want people to be like ethical in the sense that they can actually perform when they get to work. What's good, Josh? Hey, Compound Labs. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm like suffering. I'll be back in like 2 minutes or something like this. I'll be back. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit, I've been muted. I just didn't even see the chat. I don't know how I got muted. Damn, bro. Sorry, I need to like learn how to stream and like look at the chat better. Thank you. What did I read? I read someone's. Oh, Llama said like I don't have a girlfriend or a Japanese girlfriend, but I do have a friend who's actually Japanese. He's willing to help. And then I said like, oh, you should get a Japanese girlfriend. Would recommend. And then I laughed. Damn. Mr. Multiplayer, thank you. I always had to think real hard if I get asked specifically about Login Pacific, like what type of clients do you support or what ticketing systems do you use? How big is your team? Oh yeah, okay. Let me actually like write this down. I should like compile all of this up so like people so people can like anticipate those because there's like good answers to all of these. Like what type of clients do you support? Like people trying to like break into cybersecurity. What ticketing system do you use? Now we just got Jira the other day. Before we're just using like the CyberRange and like email to be honest, but we have Jira now, and I'm probably gonna do something where people CyberRange members can use the ticketing system, but I need to like I can't like let 2,000 people use the ticketing system, right? So I probably need to like let only people who are like, level 7 or something like this use it. For example, like these are the level 7 people. This would make sense, right? If they were using the ticketing system. I don't think these people even like want to use it. Like maybe Joshua Gonzalez probably want to use it, but or like level 6 even. Let me see how many people are in here. Oh, it's like kind of a lot. Some of these people are my staff too, so yeah. That's like a really, thank you for that, Mr. Multiplayer. Anyone, you guys can ask really controversial questions if you want, like personal stuff. I don't care. If you're secretly on this call, like you're a Redditor and you think I'm scamming and you want to like, ask me why, you feel free to do it. I'll keep doing my best though. You were muted right when you came back. Yeah, I'm sorry. Damn, bro. I'm not muted still. Softer mute, Josh. Looking swole. Oh, thank you. Thanks. I've been like kind of not skipping workout, but I've been like doing it way less because I've been like too busy with work. Thank you though. Jasper, if you had to create a brand new cybersecurity related school community and it couldn't be something like the CyberRange, what would you create? You got to define like couldn't be something like the CyberRange. But I would, if I had to do a brand new one, I would probably do one where, like, because a lot of people, okay, probably one where people can just talk to me. Because, like, a lot of people be, like, wanting to talk to me. But if I, like, look at the economics of doing a one-on-one with somebody, it will cost them, like, $1,000 an hour for, like, randomizing my time and, like, all this stuff. So I try to commoditize that by putting it in the CyberRange and doing, like, the weekly call so people can, like, come and talk to me. So if I couldn't do like infrastructure, like the CyberRange, like I wasn't allowed to make like actual infrastructure and like this type of thing, I would probably just do like I'd do career consulting, and I'd probably have tiers where I'd do like a group call and then I'd do like a one-on-one tier or like a really tiny group. I'd probably do that. I prefer having an infrastructure because I think an infrastructure with classrooms and like classes and like actual tools is more impactful. Not to mention it's like really cheap for people, and then it's also funny because it prevents people from talking shit as well. Like the only people who talk shit about the CyberRange, they don't know what it is, because if they knew what it was and the infrastructure behind it and like how cheap it is and everything, they wouldn't be talking shit. So basically I'd probably do like a call, but like I don't really want to do that because like it's hard to scale it, and I don't feel it's impactful, and then people will be talking too much shit. So that's why I chose to do like infrastructure and like all this. Hope that makes sense. Okay.
David. Hey Josh, I've been following you for a while and I've done some of your labs. I'm not really in the cyber range because I'm too young to drop that kind of money without repercussion. I feel you. But I just wanted to ask if you have any advice for me. I got Sec Plus working on my CCNA and I've worked on security engineering projects like SOC projects, but nothing coming back. Do you have any advice? Um, yeah, I could. My advice is like too big. It's gonna take too long to say, but I would just. It all comes down to like how good your resume is. Okay, how good your resume is, like in terms of like the structure, because you could have a lot of like CISSP and like a master's degree, but the structure is like too shit, and then it gets filtered out. So the content of your resume needs to be good, the structure of your resume needs to be good, and then the jobs you're applying to need to be like appropriate for what's on your resume, and you need to apply to high quality jobs. So for example, a job that's been posted for 12 hours is really high quality. A job that's been posted for like 2 weeks is like really shit. So don't, you know, there's a huge difference. And then you have to you should be tailoring your resume to each job that you apply to. And then you should be doing warm reach out to at least one person on LinkedIn for every job application you do. You can use Claude to help you find people. And then if you're doing all this perfectly and like a really uh, large large volume of it, you'll get interviews eventually. But I need to see like what your resume looks like, the volume of your applications, like all this stuff. And I will say like the very beginning of last year, I think the first 20 people who got jobs out of the cyber range, I did like some analysis on them, and they were doing like for every 85 like 80 to 85 applications they submitted, they would get one interview basically. So it would be like a 1 to 80 ratio, something like this, which I consider to be like pretty good if you went on Reddit at all recently. And then the William Olega, that guy who I was like showing a second ago, who had like the no 0 days, he was doing like something like every 40 applications he would get one interview. So he was doing like really high quality application, new job postings, doing double reach out for each person for each position he applied to. So it just there's a lot of like moving parts. So you just hopefully that makes sense. Q, are you doing any peptides or less traditional things to optimize your health? Not really. I have like a routine I do for like testosterone support, and I take like a lot of supplements. I have like 10,000 IU. Actually, I'll just show you. Hold on. This is what I eat a lot of. I eat a lot of this on this column intentionally, and then I take D3, K2. I take zinc, sometimes copper, sometimes magnesium. I take ashwagandha almost every day. I don't take Tonka Ali recently. I have it. I take boron. I take creatine 10 milligrams. I take Blueprint multivitamin. I take longevity. No, I take longevity protein. I don't take fenugreek anymore. I have it, but I haven't taken it recently. I take collagen, 20 grams from Blueprint, and I take glycine and advanced antioxidant. I know what you're saying about peptides. Hold on. I don't think this is like what you mean, but I have like this says like collagen peptides on it, but I don't think this is like the peptides you're referring to. But this is like, that's like one of the things I take. I'm really intentional with like the food I eat and my supplementation and everything. Um, so if you want to like, I can like post this in the chat. It's gonna be like oh, I can't send it. It's too big. But yeah, that's a good question. Can you see YouTube chat? Yeah, I can see the chat. It's just like I'm kind of slow, like responding to it. What's your opinion on Trump? What is your opinion on Trump? I think, okay. Oh God, this is gonna take too long. So I don't think, okay, I'm gonna get canceled. So I think the United States, okay, the United States is like just doing what the United States does. Like this is like, imagine this is like a road, and this is like what the U.S. is doing. Anyway, it's gonna keep going this way forever, right? And this destination, I think that the U.S. is actually like a military. I don't think the U.S. is like a country for people. I think it's a military because we have a lot of money, but we give our citizens like really shit food. Our education is like not great and it's not prioritized. Our healthcare is objectively bad. If you've spent any time outside of the U.S., you would know this. So the U.S. is dumping all of its focus into like defense or like offense. This is what I observe anyway. So the U.S. it's just gonna do what the U.S. is gonna do. It's just gonna do that. Like who's driving this ship? I don't actually know who's doing this. But inside of this like pathway, we have like presidents who are like Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, and they're like doing this. But anyway, the U.S. is like keep doing the same thing anyway. So I don't think it actually matters like who's president. Like my opinion on Trump, he's just like wilding out. Okay, like it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna affect like the direction that whoever is driving the country. I don't think it's the president, but I don't think it's gonna affect the direction that the country is going in. Some chaos might happen in here from Trump or whoever's president, but I that's why I've not been in the States since like 2022, to be honest. It don't make sense. But yeah, that was a good question. Good controversial question. Let me see. Where am I? Trump. I'm getting too far behind. I'm at the very end of the cyber degree. All certs complete. I feel it was a waste of time. Making 100. I feel okay. I'm at the very end of a WG cyber degree. All certs complete. I feel it was a waste of time. I'm making 170K in current role, 47 years old. Should I still go for it? No, just finish your degree, bro. What are you talking about? It's not a waste of time because it's just like it goes back to the employability framework. Like some people care about education a lot. Some people do, and just having it like on your resume or whatever, it's not going to hurt you. Just like me, like when I took the cyber master's degree, I was already making like 250,000 already. I had two jobs, like one 130, one 120, and when I registered for that degree, I completed like 12 days. The master's degree, it was like boom, 12 days because all the stuff in that degree, like it was too easy for me to be honest because I had CSSP already. I was already in like almost like senior leadership in like cybersecurity, almost. So it was too easy. But I have a master's degree on my resume now, and it's just like there. So I think it's like I don't think it's a waste of time, especially if you're like already almost done with it. I would just like finish it to be honest, unless I'm like misunderstanding your question. And congrats, 170K is like a big chunk of money to be honest. Compound Labs. How bad are you craving? How bad are you craving weed in video games? I really like weed, to be honest with you. I really like it, but it's like not easy to get in Japan, and it's like really, really illegal here. And I do play video games every day. If that answers your question, I'll play like Dota, like Defensive Ancients on Steam a lot with my coworkers. And whenever I go to like Thailand or Seattle, I will smoke some weed, but it's not like I don't know if I'm demonetized for this, but it's not a lot, and I shouldn't do it anyway because it really messes my sleep up. So Lawrence Prospects, what's the most money you made when you were overemployed? It's 250,000. So it was about like $14,000 net per month I was getting, and that was like crazy money at the time. Yeah. Best degree from WG from landing first job, probably the cybersecurity degree or the cloud degree because it has like a bunch of like good certs in there. Tamir 4387, Terramog Josh. I think this is a compliment. Do you think blue team level 1 is enough for me to get a SOC job? I have an IT degree and security plus. Was thinking of getting Azure certs like SC200 and AZ104. All those things you mentioned are good, and blue team level 1 is absolutely enough to get a job, but you need to frame it properly, right? Because imagine, okay, looking at the employability framework, blue team level 1, it's not. I don't consider that like a certification that people know about, but it helps you a lot with like it helps you a lot with like just your ability to like articulate the stuff that you did. It's one of those things that helps out a lot in the interview, right? Blue team level 1 will help more up here than it will down here, in my opinion. So it'll help with foundational knowledge, it will help with technical ability, and it will help with interview skill. These things are this these things are blue team level 1. It will help here. And then you have to worry about the other stuff too. You have to even like worry about getting an interview before you can use the stuff you learned from blue team level 1. And you can use BTL1 to like do that. Like if you make a portfolio and you somehow like make your resume good, you can use it to help you get an interview too. But everything you do, you have to think about like getting an interview and passing an interview, because blue team level 1, it's not on the level of like security plus or like CISSP in the sense that, well, people know what it is and they'll help you to get an interview. But once you're there, it's like really good, right? Same with CyberRange. CyberRange is like, CyberRange helps with experience, which helps you get an interview. And we kind of help you with like resume and stuff too. But CyberRange, like, it teaches you like stuff that like helps you a lot to like pass the interview, like once you get into it, if that makes sense. Sorry if that was like not a good answer, but damn, I'm gonna have to like skip some of these. Hold on, let me make sure that my staff are not coming here. Interesting. Love Josh, no matter what he says. Oh, thank you, bro. Road warrior. Thank you. Hey Josh, I did a GRC bootcamp, finishing an IT course in IT course careers. Is that enough to get an IT role, or should I aim for comp security? No, you can. It's enough to get help desk or some IT role, for sure. But again, it just comes down to the employability framework, and you have to care about like all this other stuff as well. Just make sure you're addressing everything in here, right? People always be asking me like, is security plus enough? And it is enough if you have all of this other stuff, right? Because there's people who get jobs without any degree or any certification or like any of that, but they have like really strong portfolio, and they have like really strong social network, because this is basically like a giant wild card social network. Like if you spend like a lot of time social networking, it can like just get you an interview for free, or you can pass an interview for free, right? If you have social network. So it's just like, you know, you have to care about like a lot of stuff. So try not to think about it in terms of like only blue team level 1 or like only like this or that. It's like a lot of stuff. Yeah. So David, how do I use Claude? And if you want my resume, I can DM you, big bro. Yeah, you can DM me. You can join the free cyber community, and you can DM me on there. Though actually don't DM me. My DMs are like literally screwed right now. You can see it on the screen. It's 46, and this is with Andrea helping me. I can't do DMs. Actually, sorry. You should join the CyberRange and like make a post and tag me in the post, and I will comment on that and do something. Does Tonkat Ali ruin your stomach in the morning? I don't take that on an empty stomach. The only thing that like makes me puke is if you take like zinc or copper on an empty stomach. I will get really sick. I've never like thrown up from it, but I get really sick, so I'm just like really careful to not do that anymore. Ryan, I've been using your application strategy rigorously and have applied to 25 jobs over the past few months and landed 3 interviews. That's really high. That's like 8 applications to 1 interview, which is absurd. I don't know if that has to do with me, but you really good job on that one. I need to review my Sec Plus certificate. How do I go about it? We have like Security Plus deck. Let me find it for you. Security Plus. So I'll put this in the chat. This is the Security Plus Anki practice question deck. You should use this and just drill the heck out of that. It's a really high quality one. I wouldn't worry about it like being bad or something. The deck is pretty good. DC Johnson, bro, your voice is testosterone itself. Oh, thanks. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Let me get caught up. Military. Someone said something about the military. Do you recommend military contracting or no? I did it and I had a really bad time, so I don't recommend it. But I'm just kidding. If you can get a clearance, there's probably some like really good military like defense contracting jobs. I didn't have a good experience, but I was also working on like a Marine Corps combat arms training camp in the freaking countryside, so that probably had something to do with my bad experience. Where do you recommend living if not in the States? You can look into South America, but I'm a bit weird, so I live in Japan. I don't think people can normally live here unless they know what they're getting into, but it's really nice in Japan. And then Thailand is really nice too. You can live for like really reasonably there and have some like good food and like, you know, have a good time in Thailand. And then some other people in the community living in somewhere in like South America. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember where he lived exactly. South America. Some people live in Mexico as well. I don't know if I would recommend living there these days because of what's going on with the government, but probably Thailand is really good, to be honest. You can get by really easily in there. It's easy to get healthcare in Thailand too. It's like really, really, really underrated. And Josh, do you have a learning roadmap on your site for security architect career? I don't really have a security architect roadmap, to be honest. That's like a bit deep for me. I do architect work on my own like platform, but I have never been like a, you know, whatever commercial architect or whatever. I can do it, and we have an architect course, I guess. Where is it? Security architecture and engineering. The engineering part of this is still being like created, but I don't really have something like this. I have like an architecture video of the cyber range on YouTube for free, but I don't have like a roadmap or like anything like this, to be honest. What are your thoughts, Tamir? What are your thoughts on Freemasonry and the different occults after seeing all the Epstein stuff? I just feel like, god damn. There's a lot of weird, like, I shouldn't even say weird, but there's a lot of stuff in this world that people be doing that behind the closed doors that would blow people's minds, I guess. And there's a lot of like crazy stuff that I don't know about that I couldn't even imagine. And I don't even know if I want to know, to be honest with you. I would like to know the secrets of the universe and all that, but you know, I don't think I need these, to be honest, because there's no call. Is my mic still working? It is. Hey Josh, how do you feel about crypto? Which tokens do you hold? I used to hold Ethereum. I had an Ethereum node and 2 Bitcoin, but I liquidated all of those and to turn them into cash because like I don't want to monitor it, and I don't think I know how. Okay, after learning how Ethereum worked in coding with Solidity, is that the Solidity a bit, and learning about the Ethereum virtual machine, it's really cool, and I can see that it has like a utility, but the price that it has like is not like indicative of the utility that it provides. I don't feel like, I feel like it's mostly like greed driven, and it's just really strange to me. So I just stopped caring about crypto, to be honest with you. I just don't care about it anymore, to be honest. Someone gave me some money. BD Antioch. Pivot advice: retired military, have CISSP, PMP. Wow, congrats. A clearance, I'm assuming. Been a while since I was hands-on. Looking for civilian career. Worried middle age now. To be honest, I would just join the cyber range. I don't want to shill my stuff, but to be honest, like you have like your certs and like background are so like strong, and the fact that you said you're looking for hands-on, just like you won't regret joining the cyber range, to be honest. But if I were to answer without having the cyber range in existence, and I couldn't recommend my stuff, I'll probably recommend like Blue Team Level 1, probably, or what is that Sal 1 from like Hack the Box or something is pretty good. I haven't used those, but I heard Blue Team Level 1 is really, really good. So If you don't join CyberRange, I'll look into like blue team level 1, to be honest. But CyberRange hands-on is like, oh, thanks for joining. CyberRange hands-on like cannot be beaten currently, in my opinion, because the environment is like it's like a real environment. It's not sandbox. It's like an Azure tenant with like the actual tools you get credentials to, and then I'm taking on risk that other org don't want to take on, which is why this CyberRange is working really well. So, for example, like the whole data plane of the CyberRange is exposed to the public internet. Not to mention, I let people have their own virtual machine and provision it and manage their own VM. No one gonna do this because they're too scared to do it, and like rightfully so. Because like I've had Microsoft shut down my subscription at least once. They warned me 2 times, and they shut down one subscription once because like the CyberRange got weaponized by like bad actors, and they were like attacking people outbound. But there's a lot of risk I'm incurring to run the CyberRange, which is why it's so good, which is why other people aren't doing it. So you won't be disappointed by joining it. But if you don't join CyberRange, blue team level 1, BTL 1. Okay. I'm sorry. Just feel free to like ask your questions if I missed any. Compound labs. Any military and or government work sucks. Speaking from experience, working in private sector and using it to do your own thing to retire from traditional corporate life feels like the method. Yeah, if you're okay with just like chilling out and not having, I don't know, the work speed in government is like really slow. If you're fine with that, then like knock yourself out. But I don't really like it, to be honest. Isaiah, I've been locking on your IT course and course careers while at work. Oh, congrats. Whenever it's dead or not busy, I study as long as I can. Congrats. I'm happy to hear that. Cool. Jasper Reeves, what do you invest your money in? I invest my money in my staff and myself, to be honest, because that tends to be the highest return on investment. Because we grossed like 1.3 million last year, and I have like 60% profit margin, and this is from investing in myself and my staff. That's what that's from. And this year, hopefully we do more. We're on track to do more, right? Because like right now, I'm just trying to like make a point here. Let me look. Oh my God, bro. God damn it. So right now, what is this? 122K MRR. So 122,000 times 12. This is on track to be like, CyberRange only is like $1.5 million. This is from investing in myself and my staff. And it's a really active thing to do, right? Because if you invest in like S&P 500, this is passive investment, and you'll get like 10% return maximum. But if you actively invest in yourself, it takes a lot of energy. But if you focus and consistency and you invest, your return is like thousands of percent, right? So I don't hold like equities anymore, to be honest. I will probably in the future, but I invest like in myself a lot. Invest. Oh my God, I lost my track because the chat spammed. What do you invest your money in? The only crypto I'd ever invest is probably BTC. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Josh, I'm a beginner in cybersecurity, and I asked, do you recommend your roadmap in 2026? Yeah, I recommend the roadmap video I posted. Beyond anything else, if you get like a decent plan, this is for Crovath. If you have like a decent plan, like the roadmap as a decent plan, and you execute it like consistently, you're going to get somewhere good. Like you're going to get a job in IT eventually, and then cybersecurity eventually, if that's what you keep aiming for. Like the roadmap is not even like the X factor. The X factor is like your consistency and execution, because normal people can't do it enough. They just can't do it. So if you can do that, you're going to get what you want. Would you have gotten just as far in your career without military? I never joined the military. I've never been in the military, unless you weren't talking to me. Hey Josh, I'm 18. I want to pursue offensive security. What should I focus on now to be future-proof? You need to focus on yourself to be future-proof. And offensive security is really, really difficult, and it's really competitive. So there's no like, there's no like technology or like skill stack or set or whatever that you need to future proof yourself. You have to become the type of person who is future proof, and that's understanding that stuff changes a lot and having like the preparation in your brain to like adopt those changes when they come and to be really consistent and really focused. That's how you future proof yourself. So I don't want to like jinx myself, but I'm kind of future proof because like I focus a lot and I study a lot and I do a lot and I work a lot and I'm kind of aware of like what's going on in the industry, and like I read job descriptions, like, and I do analysis on them and make videos about it. So if you become the type of person who's future proof, then you're going to be good, right? So don't think about it in the sense of like, where should I work that's future proof? Because yeah, there's like some variability. Like you don't want to be like an underwater basket weaver or something like this, but if you pick an area like IT or cybersecurity and become a future-proof person, then you're going to be good. Josh, how fluent are you in Java, Python, and you think it significantly matters in cyber? I think you should be able to do basic scripting. You should be able to do like basic automation, or at least be able to interpret and edit code. At the peak of my Python skill, I passed like a Google software engineering interview, like the technical phone screen where I have to like share my screen and she gives me a problem and I code it all out. I could pass that. I passed my Google interview. I passed an Amazon coding interview. I passed Tenable coding interview. So that's like how good I was. But you don't need to be like that good. That was like a lot of intentional practice on my end to get that good. But you just need to be able to like interpret code and be able to like automate stuff. You know, because a lot of people be like vibe coding a lot and they don't actually like know what they're making. Just like know what you're doing, to be honest, and what your code is doing. Yeah, I would like to do a Japan meetup. That'd be tight. Thoughts on OT security? I think OT security is cool, but I don't know enough about it. It's something I would want to study and get into, but it's just like way on the back burner, and I just haven't been able to like get to it. And 2028 Compound Labs, 2028 Japan meetup soon. I don't know if like anyone is like here to meet. I guess there are some people here. I'd be down to do it, but you know. Is your leveled course still viable? I don't have anything to say about that course. The concept of it is good, but it's probably out of date, and I don't actually sell that course anymore. That company is not mine, and I don't know if he's still selling it. So I would just do the cyber range if I were you, if you're considering doing that course. Damn, I need to go in like 15 minutes actually. I need to get ready for my coworker is going to come. Do you recommend getting my master's within the next 2 years from WGU? Early in my career, just stick with the BS in cybersecurity certs and get CSSP. To be honest, I wouldn't even get, if you don't have CSSP yet, I would just get CSSP instead of getting a master's degree in cybersecurity. It's just worth way more in terms of like HR. I would get your master's if you're just like wanting to get it and you're just like kind of comfy and bored or something like this. That's when I would get a master's degree. Yeah. Handy Home Master. Can you explain how is look usually day cybersecurity staff? How many hours are you working usually, and is it in office or home? So my job is like it's a bit weird because I own the Cybrains, so I'm trying really hard to like get out of those busy work, but I'll do like a lot of like hard technical support for people in the community. But basically, I will like work inside the house most of the time. My apartment right now is like really good, and I have like an espresso maker, and I have like so much stuff in here, like a reverse osmosis water filter. I don't really like need to leave, so I usually just spend all day like in the house. But as far as the work, it's like it's really dynamic for me. I'm not like a good person to ask. I'm trying to automate stuff and make content. It's just like a lot. Michael N007. What do you think of the AWS Cloud Practitioner cert? I think I'm getting it. I think it's good if you're interested in learning AWS. It's like the AZ900 equivalent. I think it's I think it's a good idea for you to either get that, the AWS one, or the Azure one. So yeah, you should get it if you're interested. TRT, what's that? Oh, testosterone. Is testosterone replacement therapy in Japan legal? I have no idea, actually. I think it's... I have no idea about Japan. In Thailand, I think you can get it because you can get like all kinds of stuff in Thailand. Just go into the pharmacy and just buy it. But TRT, I have like no idea. I got a question on Android about the one thing DH heck bar. It's free Android 25 years. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I don't know what this is saying. Is Network Plus enough to get a knock position? Is there online lab available? Then transition to SOC. Again, I would just like look at employability framework, right? Network Plus falls under here, certification. Yeah, it's enough, but you need to worry about your portfolio experience, your any education you might have or not, your written communication, resume quality, and you got to worry about all of this because Network Plus doesn't help with any of this at all. This interview skill, it doesn't help. It doesn't help with this. It doesn't help with anything except for like certification and then maybe some like matching. So you have to worry about a lot of stuff, right? Not just Network Plus. Espinoza 31. Have you thought about turning your company into a CrowdStrike and possibly employing your students graduating? Yeah, I have thought about that. Like turning the CyberRange and Login Pacific into like a managed security services provider. I have thought about that, but it's a lot, right? And there's the whole thing of like trying to I have to worry about marketing a bit, probably less than normal people because people like know who I am kind of. I have thought about it a lot. It's just like, I gotta pick something to do, right? There's just like a lot to do, and it's a really a good idea because like I think a lot me and like some of my staff and like other people have like thought the same thing in YouTube, but it's just like one of those things. Chill of the night. I'm almost done with my Google IT cert, planning to do something in cyber or cloud. What is better for job market? Both of them are good, to be honest. Both of them are good, to be honest. Just the determining factor between cybersecurity and cloud is not like picking which one is like more secure. It's probably picking the one that you're most interested in and then going really, really hard on it. Because both are good. And if the more interesting something is to you, like the easier it is for you to like do it and learn about it. So I would pick like either one, to be honest. Cloud is really, really good though, to be honest. Everything is like on the cloud basically. And if you know how to use cloud, for example, okay, I worked in cloud like really heavily in Microsoft, and that's how I learned how to do everything where I could like build the CyberRange, to be honest. So if you don't know and you're at a coin flipping point, I would consider just getting cloud because it's like a platform that you can build stuff on, right? Like I built the CyberRange on here. Granted, I built up a YouTube channel too, and I could market, but I could get $1 million basically because I could leverage the cloud and build something. So I think it's probably a safe bet. But cyber obviously is like really, really good. But if you just don't know, I might recommend looking into cloud. Oh dang! Someone give me $5. Mr. Ari Space. Is this correct? Hey Josh, if you had no degrees now, what would you choose for BS than MS? I would choose a computer science undergrad, and then I would probably choose computer science master's degree specializing in machine learning or AI and machine learning, both from WGU. And then my security stuff, I would just learn from certifications, to be honest. So I'd get ComSci undergrad, ComSci master's with specialization in AI. That's what I would do. And then the cyber, I would just study that on my own. That's a good question. I liked that. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not running out of time. Does it really matter if I get associates of CISSP? Does it really matter? I can endorse CISSP for you if you can figure out a way to get in contact with me or DM me. I can do it for you. Um, I don't know if it like matters or not, but it helps you a lot in terms of like resume filtering and like HR and all that. I would get it. I did get mine, and I recommend people to get it. And the only reason I keep CISSP active and pay for it is so I can endorse other people who want to get it. So yeah, I would. I took Compound Labs. I took a shot every time he brought up employability framework. I can no longer see it. Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about it, but a lot of people's questions like fall onto that. Um, you know, like will the recruiter care if it's associate of CSSP? The recruiter like doesn't know what that is, to be honest. If you put okay, ISC squared is like, don't do it. You can't put CSSP on your resume. But like no one's gonna notice if you do this, and even if they do, if they know the rule and they know, they have to take the time to report you, and then if they report you, ISC squared has to take the time to investigate it. It's just like all that costs money and energy, and I don't think anyone's going to be doing that. So, um, and as far as the military is concerned, ISC squared and CSSP are the same. It satisfies the IAT and IAM requirement. Both of those, like the associate, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, I'm not telling you. I kind of am telling you, but I'm not telling you to put CSSP on your resume if you only have associate. But if you did, I don't think anyone would like give a shit about it. But I can sponsor them. I can sponsor it for you. So just like somehow find out a way to DM me. Yeah. Kroveth, Josh, what is your opinion on the new AI certification of CompTIA? I actually like made a whole I made a practice question deck with that. That's Sec AI Plus, and I think it's really good actually. And somebody in the community actually used this deck recently. I'll put it in the chat, and they passed the exam with the deck mostly. Let me see if I can find it. I put the deck in the chat if you wanna use it. This one. Oh, it's here. I think. Oh, this is a different person. I didn't even see this one. Somebody recently took the Sec AI Plus exam. They passed it, and they used the deck that I pasted, but I can't find it in the chat. I can't find it in school right now. But yeah, I think it's good. I want to get it, but it's like, I gotta pick what I do. Jasper, how's it like meeting Alex Hormozy in person? I couldn't meet him, bro, because that day, okay, we all flew out to LA. We went to the school headquarters, and then he had a fever the day, and he couldn't show up. But I could meet Sam Ovens. Sam Ovens is like really nice. He's really cool. That's the CEO of school. And then I met all the other entrepreneurs. Oh, I guess I did meet him. I did not really meet him because he couldn't show up. Alex Hormozy, he couldn't come to the meeting because he got sick, but he did like a meeting, like a Zoom with us, and we could like talk with him like one-on-one. So I just chatted with him. I didn't ask him any questions. I just told him his like shit works, and I just follow it to the T. And now I have like 100K community, and I won the school game. So I just said thanks to him for that, and then he's like right on or something. I can't remember. I can't remember. But he was an all right dude in person. He seemed the same as in his videos, but he's cool. Instead of Hemi Connor, instead of going straight into instead of going straight into turning Login Pacific into an MSSP, you could start by being a temp agency for employers that need personal or short notice. Yeah, I thought about this too. We can do it, but I need someone to like do the legwork for that. I don't have bandwidth to do it. I think that's a great idea because there's a lot of talent in the cyber range as well. I just like, yeah, I agree. It's really good. MMQ, endorsing the CSSP, meaning you get it instantly or you still have to wait. So, okay, with CSSP, there's a five-year requirement, but if you have like Security Plus or like almost any other certification, it becomes a 4-year requirement. And then you need to have 4 years in any of the 2 domains. So that could mean like asset security and IAM. So if you work in help desk and you provision people's stuff and like provide like laptops for them or something, you can frame that as having the experience. So or you can frame that like any way you want. But in order to get CSSP, you need to like have somebody like sign off, like endorse you, who's already a CSSP. And because I have it, I can endorse you. So if you put your experience on a resume and then you ask me for my ISC squared number and I give it to you, and then you submit that stuff, and then you get an endorsement, you'll be granted CSSP. And I can almost I can almost like guarantee that I'm not telling anyone to do this, okay? I think that you should, whatever you do, I think you should be able to like back it up and like have good performance, like ethics and like all that stuff. But it takes money and time and effort to like validate if somebody is like lying or not, right? That's why third party companies like HireRight and those employment verification exists, because it costs money to do that. So if ISC squared want to go out and like validate like everyone's experience, they gotta like pay for it, right? And they're probably not going to do that, unless there's like a really big scandal or something. Then they're gonna like revoke your number. But people be taking it like too seriously, in my opinion. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this live, but like whatever. Yeah. Would you say your IT course is still up to date in terms of entry-level job hunting? I think it's pretty good. I've been thinking about this a lot, the Course Careers IT course, and I just recently updated it too, like a few months ago. And I updated like using like how to use like ChatGPT and stuff to like work tickets and like use your knowledge base to like figure stuff out. And it's up to date, and people will be using it, and they're getting jobs in help desk still. But I think in the future it can be augmented a lot with like the thing that I'm making right now with like N8N. To be honest, this is like really help desk-ish or help desk-esque. Like routing tickets and like all of this stuff could be like implemented in there. And I'm thinking about like doing that in the future, but I need to like refine it more. But to answer your question, yeah, it's pretty good. I just like updated it like a couple months ago. That was a lot of labor too, by the way. So I'm about to go. I'll answer like a few more questions here. Wait, if I get certs, do I need to repay because it will expire? It depends on the cert. I let all of mine expire because it doesn't matter anymore. The idea is like your career advances so much that the A+ like doesn't matter anymore, and you don't need to like redo that. I would not recommend it. Jacob says, "Hey Josh, I'm currently doing bachelor's degree in cloud and networking. How can strengthen my way to cloud security?" You can just do like security projects in the cloud. Like I made a couple of videos like on YouTube of like how to create like a mini SOC. Just type like Josh Madakor mini SOC in YouTube and it will come out. If you want to do something for free. If you're trying to like drop some money, I just join the Cyber, to be honest, because you'll get exposure to those like enterprise tools and stuff. But you can do like the free YouTube video. It's really, really good actually. It will like open the door for you quite a bit. As an IAM engineer with 8 years of experience in IAM with CSSP, I'm very curious about jumping to cloud security. No experience there. Is AZ900, SC300, AZ104, AZ500 a good pathway? Yeah, that's a great pathway if you're willing to do those. Like AZ900, I think it's Azure Security Fundamentals. SC300 is IAM in Azure. AZ104 is Azure Administrator. AZ500 is Security Engineer. So yeah, that's like, it's good. It's just like a good chunk of work. Does your channel have any practice interview questions and answers? Yeah, it's free. Let me send it to you. So in the job hunt classroom, and then interview, is it here? So interview theory and practice. This video, interview theory, and then, oh my God, and then interview practice questions. There's like a lot of questions in here. Interview practice questions, interview practice. a lot of these are specific to the cyber, but a lot of them are like incident response centric and like general cybersecurity operations, but they're free, so you can just like use those. Cool. Approaching 3 years. Pluperfective. Oh, I know you. Approaching 3 years in tech with your courses. Appreciate your work. I have 2.3 years in SOC and 9 months in cloud. When is a good time to aim for CloudSec? I don't know if there's like a good time to aim for that. I think you can just like aim for it whenever you want. Especially you, if anyone, like you can, you should just aim for it yesterday if that's what you want to do. But maybe like, I guess to answer your question, maybe get some foundation, get like a certification, get some projects, like do like one really elaborate cloud security project, like like 10 times, like 5 times at least. And then you have like a really good like core foundation and you're able to like talk about it. And then I would like probably start like seriously applying. So like certification, get your knowledge foundation, cloud security project 5 times, and then start applying to jobs. That's probably what I would do. I've seen some testimonials. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping. A real one for real. Thanks. Can you discuss your company's back-end engineer skills and responsibilities for maximum value add? What new ranges would you consider adding for learners on your platform? So the back-end engineer, I'll talk about like the back-end engineers work. So as you know, hold on. Okay, this is a good explanation. So let's see, last 12 months. So basically, a lot of stuff has to happen. I'll talk about a few things that the back-end engineer needs to do. So like the side branch, it basically like has, I'll show you. So CyberRange has like 1,400 members in it, right? Or it has like 1,500 in there now. So for example, there's like 1,500 people potentially, right? And we have everyone is basically allowed to create one virtual machine. They're allowed to have one virtual machine, and then one virtual machine, it can cost, if you have it online all the time, it can cost anywhere from like $50 a month to like $86 a month. And the CyberRange subscription, it's already like $99, right? The VM is like can potentially eat up the whole subscription, and then on top of this, there's like Tenable. It costs money, right? Basically, is what I'm getting at. And if you do the math, like if all those people have a virtual machine, like I'll lose money, right? So basically, like one of the things that Artisa does, Artisa is the backend engineer, is we have like a lot of optimization on the back end. So for example, there's automation that running that will it will shut down the virtual machines every night. If a virtual machine is off but unused for like 10 days or more, it gets like purged out. If somebody creates more than one virtual machine, so if they have like 2 virtual machines in Azure, the automation will go and like clean them up. So she managing and writing automation that does like all the stuff, like all those optimization. And then oh my gosh, there's like some other stuff too. We have a lot of policy in place. So for example, this is like a high level diagram. Like currently we have like 4 subscriptions in a hub and spoke topology, and there's 4 virtual networks. There's 1 hub virtual network, and there's like a lot of peering between them. So she did we originally had only 2 like this, but we architected this out together, and then she actually implemented it herself. Like she scaled out the CyberRange to have like 2 more subscriptions. And then she configured like all of the log forwarding and the firewalls, like the blocking of egress traffic. She like set up all the firewalls, all the logging, provisioning, Defender for Endpoint and Defender for Cloud on the new subscriptions. She manages like the keys and the credentials inside of Key Vault. And then she also is the she's like the DevOps engineer, I guess, as well, because whenever there's like code running in the back end all the time, like cleaning all the stuff up and like managing everything and like provisioning accounts for people. So for example, like there's also like let me see. There's also this like utilities website for CyberRange members. They can like reset their credentials here. So for example, like joshcyber@gmail.com. Like when you submit this, when you do this, on the back end, her code will like go and provision the account. It will create the resource group. It will assign permissions to the resource group. It will add them to like some other groups, and then it will send them an email, like so. And then there's a bunch of like other stuff in here as well. Like she manages those, like all those like automation, like onboarding people, offboarding people, removing churned users access. All of that is like Python code that she like be managing on the back end. So, and I think you asked something else here. Back. And I lost it already. Oh my god, bro. Back. Oh. I've seen, yeah, for maximum ALUVAD, what new ranges would you consider adding for learners? I've thought about doing like a offensive type thing where I put some like virtual machine, you know, kind of like OffSec does, or like you know, OSCP does, where they have like virtual machines that you can like hack into or whatever. But I need to like narrow my focus, so I'm not gonna do that unless somebody else does it for me. Isaiah, I've seen some testimonials and it gets me motivated. Plus, I like tech. It's neat, skills to learn. Cool, cool. Got my Security Plus. I'm working on networking cert is CompTIA. CCNA is like way better than Network Plus, to be honest, but it's like way harder, so I don't know if you want to deal with that. Ambi says, Josh, how are you? Let me make sure that I still have time. Okay. I need to go. I'm gonna stop answering at this last question from Chill of Night. What coding language would you learn if you could only learn one for IT? I would learn Python, because you can do like literally everything. I shouldn't say this, but Python makes it easy to do a lot of things. Is a better way to say that. There's a lot of libraries, and it's just really easy to use. And the syntax is simple, and it allows you to focus on like the logic of your code rather than worrying about like managing memory and like all this other stuff that you don't necessarily need to do. Alejandro, Josh, will there be an issue if I pay for the 1-year internship? Oh, it's not like paying for the internship, but it's just paying for CyberRange access. And when asked if this is a work reference, how much did you make? You're not allowed to ask people that. That's an illegal question to ask. So you can lie if you want, because they can't check it anyway. And that's not legal to ask in more than half the states. But if you want me to give you $1, I can give you $1, and you can say that it was paid. Asking for a friend because the range looks great, but if we do this and list a job reference, raise an issue. Yeah, you can just tell them. You can just tell them that it's an unpaid internship if you want to. I don't tell people to like tell them that it's paid, because there are internships that are unpaid, and people do stuff in the CyberRange that are doing the internship that I'll pay them for. It just depends. Like if you want to do some like high speed thing that you want to get money for, we can like talk about it, because there's like infinite work to do basically. But if you go through the normal pipeline, it's like unpaid. So you can frame that however you want to frame it, because basically like you don't have to play by the rules in this world. As long as like nobody's getting hurt, the business is getting what they want, which is like you saving them money or making them money, and you can do your job well. It doesn't really matter like what you do or say. It's all just a game in order for you to get a job. The line where I draw ethics is if you can like actually work, right? If you're actually providing value. Like you can tell them you're an astronaut, like a space ninja, like elephant trainer or something, and they're like, wow, that's great, and they hire you, and you would do a good job being a SOC analyst. Like it doesn't really matter like what you said. So yeah, that's how I see it. Love you too, bro. Jose, thank you. Oh my gosh. There's someone's question I wanted to answer. My current role involves internal controls testing. Is there a role in IT that I'd be able to easily transition into? So Ambi says, my current role involves internal controls testing. Is there a role in IT that I'd be able to transition into? So you don't There probably is, but you shouldn't think about it like this. Like um, the reality is, if you have demonstrated that you're able to do some complex skill set that's even like slightly related to like this job will just like hire you for that. So for example, this happens like all the time in the cyber range too. Like um, someone just got a job recently. They got hired. They got hired, and the job they're doing has like almost nothing to do with like any of the tech stack in the cyber range. So if you work at like a cake shop, like making cakes, for like a year, and then you go to apply to like a pie shop where you make pies, they're gonna hire you likely, because you made such elaborate cakes. It's not that much of a stretch for you to like learn how to make pies in like a couple of weeks, right? It's literally the same thing in tech. I've seen it like everywhere. So just like beyond you know like I can only do like internal controls testing. You might like build out your skill set a bit and like make it look good on your resume, and then apply to like like a SOC analyst job or something like this. Because if the thing you're doing is relevant, it's possible that you just get hired to do something completely different, right? So is there a role in IT? So I guess like audit. If I were to force to answer your question at point blank, I would say like probably like something in audit or like compliance, right? Because that's like controls testing, but you don't have to like limit yourself to that. Is what I'm saying. As long as your stuff looks good on your resume, you can get hired to like do like something else. Like obviously you can function as a SOC analyst, probably. Obviously you can function as like a vulnerability analyst. If you're doing controls testing, it's just you just gotta like frame it good and just make sure you have a decent resume. Okay, I have to go like pretty soon. Okay, let me read these. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to people that I couldn't get to your I couldn't get to your question. I'll do more lives in the future, so just like you know, just join again. Josh, will there be an issue if I pay? Oh, I already answered that. I'm currently okay. Watch YouTube. Is that your name? Watch YouTube. I'm currently halfway through the Google Cyber Cert. What do you recommend me to do afterwards? And when would you recommend me join the cyber range? You can join the cyber range now, to be honest. And having somebody who's in Google cybersecurity or just completed it or Security Plus is like really perfect person for cyber range, because you have those like fresh fundamentals, and then when you start doing the cyber range, you're going to be like, oh, I learned about this in Google cybersecurity or Security Plus. Oh, SIM, I learned about this. Oh, like querying logs. Oh, I learned about this. Oh, EDR, I just learned about this. Oh, vulnerability management, I just learned about this. And it will like make a lot of sense in your head. It will connect a lot of dots. So it's really good. I would do it like either now, well, maybe before the price increase, but or after you get Google cybersecurity. You don't, yeah, yeah. That's what I'd recommend. Um, Mickey says yes. Do the cyber range afterwards. It's worth it. It really is, to be honest. I don't think anyone's gonna join cyber range. You'd be like, man, this sucks. No one gonna say this. Also, let me see. Pooja Pruthi. I'm planning to transition from retail banking to a SOC and then afterwards to GRC. Have you had similar candidates that have had that transition? Yeah, I've seen people go back and forth between SecOps and GRC. I even doing this myself, to be honest. Also, what AI tools should I start learning on my daily routine that helps me prepare for AI aspects of cybersecurity? Thank you, Josh. I've been watching many of your videos and appreciate all the content you do. So I would learn how to use I'll type it in the chat. I would learn how to use N8N. I would learn how to use like maybe OpenAI API. Um, Josh, YouTube. I have like a whole course on this on YouTube, as well as in the cyber range. We create like an AI agent that uses it uses Python, but it uses OpenAI's API, and it does like live like automated threat hunt. So I would do that. It's on YouTube, and then probably that's pretty much it. Look into Sec AI Plus curriculum for, oh my god, information. That's what I would do, to be honest. From your experience, what tips do you have for someone building a cyber company? Think about like what you want to offer from the very start, and then you have to keep in mind that you need to have sales and marketing at somewhere. So whatever you build, you have to be able to like market it and sell it somehow, which means you should probably start doing content yesterday, or like, you know, plan it out really well, make some content that's related to the thing you want to build, could be adjacent or directly related, and start making the content like now, probably as you're building it, because marketing is like a real bitch if you don't have a presence online, right? And you don't have a bunch of money. So that's what I would do, and then make sure your offer is good, right? You have to fill a gap in the industry. Either fill a gap in the industry, or like just become, you know, another player who's doing the same thing, like an MSSP, but just do it better than like the other people, something like this. Poo. Hey brother, just want to say a few years ago in 2023, your course careers program helped me land my first IT job. Oh, dope! I'm glad to hear that from High Flown. I got laid off last year. Oh, that's not good. But the program was still a blessing. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. I'm sorry that you got laid off too. Yeah, that's like really shitty. I hope you're like doing well or better now. Why you never covering OffSec jobs like Pentesting? Oh, so Eduardo says, why you never covering OffSec jobs like Pentesting or AppSec? I don't really, I don't really care about OffSec that much. I you need like a lot of time and energy to be like really proper good at offensive security, and I wish I had that focus, but I just don't have the time and focus. It's something I'm interested in doing, but and I can talk about it, and I know how to talk about it, but I just I don't know. I don't want to like, I don't like steering people in that direction, because it's, if you don't know like what you're getting into, you just think it's cool, you're not going to have a good time, because it's too it's too like competitive, and you need to like really have like a lot of focus to like do well in that area. So I just tend to like not talk about it. It's an area that I like, and I want to do it myself, but I don't have the means to do it. I was at a crossroad actually. I was either gonna like I was gonna go hard into like proper like offensive security, like those like, Ghidra level like debugging type like OffSec. So I could do like cyber warfare engineering and like join the Navy and like go that route, like the hard cyber warfare engineering route, or and get PhD as well, right? That's why I got the comp sci degree, or do YouTube. And I just thought like YouTube is more scale, more freedom, more impact, perceived by me anyway. So I just did YouTube instead. And I have like a lot of technical skill, probably more than people like think, obviously, because like a lot of people be thinking I'm a grifter, but I don't have that level of like hard red team like technical ability where I feel like really comfortable like talking about it, to be honest. TBH. That's a good question though. Hi Josh, my senior gave me a task about a risk assessment, but unfortunately I don't have experience about it. Any tips for me to succeed? I would spend a lot of time with NIST 837, and there's another one adjacent to that. Like NIST 837 is Risk Management Framework, and then there's another publication, a NIST publication, that's specifically doing a risk assessment. Let me see. What is the NIST SP for specifically doing a risk assessment? Not 837. I would spend time with GPT. Oh, 30. Okay, yes. NIST 830. I would spend time with GPT and Claude and figure. I actually have like videos for this somewhere, but I would figure out like how to use it and when to use it and really understand it. Like, don't read the document from top to bottom. I guess you can, but I wouldn't do that. But this teaches you how to do the risk assessment, and then 837 is the risk management framework. So if you know how to use 837 and you know how to conduct the risk assessment, you can't really go wrong with this. What is your manager going to say? I don't want you to do it that way. That's like the standard, you know. So just I would look into this, to be honest. TBH. Why are you never? What else? What am I gonna say? If you were starting from zero and wanted to learn coding, what roadmap would you follow, and what would you do if you were struggling to understand the basics and really make it click? So the part for like understanding the basics and making it click, you have to build. Okay, just do this. Okay, here I'll send it to you. Just do this. Josh Matacor Cyber Python AI. Just do this course, because not only we cover the basics, I cover the basics in a way that like really makes sense. It will make sense. It will be applicable to the real world. And then we do a project, which the project is a thing that helps to like make it click. But before the project, we do like a lot of practice with the OpenAI API. So you'll get some like AI and some like ChatGPT and some Python basics, and then you'll build like a threat hunting agent at the end. This will help a lot. So I would just like do this course. And then at the end of this, if you manage to get through these like 12 hours of this and do it all, you're gonna have like a really like good idea of what's what. I can pretty much guarantee that. And it's on YouTube. It's like free, so good. All hail our cybersecurity god. Thanks. You have to be super obsessed with it. Yeah, you really do. That's the OffSec. Yeah, I like your video. Dole Johnson. I like your videos, but the 500K in 2 years video seemed a bit shady in my opinion. Finally, like a controversial criticizing comment. So that 500K in 2 years video, in that video, if you listen to the whole thing, in the very beginning, I was like, this video is like mostly for fun. But if somebody were telling me like, you have to make 500K in 2 years, this is what I would do. And then I laid out the video. I think a lot of people like see the title and they don't watch the video and they assume that I'm saying like, oh, you can make 500K in 2 years by doing this. But I'm not really saying that. Because like I said, like in the video, I was like, this is for fun, you know, but you know, this is what I would do. It's like a 500K roadmap. And the idea behind it is like, not that I'm like promising you're gonna make 500K or something in cybersecurity. It's more so like, this is how you build the foundation to make a lot of money. Because if someone like realistically executes that, they're probably going to land on like 200K or something like this in 2 years, which is, it's still like pretty good, but it's possible to, you know, it's possible to make 500K in 2 years, but you really, the way I outline it, like I gave the roadmap, you have to have like 8 hours effort, like no 0 days, and like be really dialed in on what you're doing. So it's possible to do, but you know, it's hard. I never made 500K in corporate security. The most I made, I was like blending them. So in corporate, like normal jobs, I made 250K. And then I had like overlap between like YouTube and like entrepreneur and like my jobs. And that year I made like a 800K or something like this. I mixed them up like too much. But I could have just not done YouTube and I could have stacked like 3 jobs because people be trying to hire me a lot, right? I could have had like 3 or 4 jobs and I hire like 2 cybersecurity personal assistants to like organize everything for me and I'll still make like a lot of money. I was making a lot before YouTube anyway, so that's possible. That's kind of like where the idea of that video came from. But feel free to like criticize me a lot on that or like ask questions. I'll legit like answer anything that you want to ask. See, I'm trying to catch up. Oh my god, my time is like, okay, I'm good for like a bit more. Hey Josh, currently, this is from Michael J. I just currently work as an IT network specialist for healthcare, 60K, got an offer for the same pay at my old MSP for a cybersecurity analyst. Oh, if you want to work in cyber, I would just take the side grade, to be honest. Like when I like operate, when I'm trying to like get jobs and experience, I will always prioritize experience over money to some extent. I'm not going to do it too much, but for context, I like went from 75K to like 50K because I wanted to like get a clearance, for example. So I'll sacrifice my salary a lot if I'm trying to get experience. So yours is like a side grade, so I think it's like okay. Yeah, how to get rich in cybersecurity. Yeah, to get rich in cybersecurity, be very frugal and work a normal job, stack jobs, or do entrepreneurship. Pretty much like these three. These three are the ways to do it. I did both. I did all of these. The having a normal job and being frugal is really shit. To be honest, I don't like doing that at all. It's not conducive to like a fast life. Because I'm in like this like high rise condo in Osaka and like deep in like the expensive area. It's really nice, right? And that's not because I like worked a normal job and was frugal. It's okay for some people, but I just don't want to do it, right? And then stacking jobs is really nice actually. This is fun to do, but entrepreneurship for me is like it's more fun and it's more flexible and it's more harder and you can get more money. So I just prefer that. Okay, I'm gonna answer. I legit have to go. I'm gonna answer 3 more questions and then I have to go. Um, I don't have a what color is your Bugatti? That doesn't count. I don't have a Bugatti. I don't have a car. I don't have anything. Everything I have is like literally in this apartment. The most expensive thing I have is probably this camera, which is $2,000. Uh, yeah, that camera and coffee maker $700 probably. Water machine $300. I don't have anything, um, but I do live. I like to live in like a nice place. How do you work multiple jobs at once? Wouldn't the hours overlap? So the idea behind this is you want to. So cybersecurity is like knowledge work, and you want to get those like higher level jobs where you can do the work asynchronously. Like a really low level job would be like you're at help desk and you're like answering the phone all day. You can't do 2 jobs at once when you're doing that. But if you work somewhere as like a GRC analyst, or you're a vulnerability management program manager, or you're like a remote IAM engineer or something like this, right? There can be like easy overlap between these because the work is like asynchronous depending on the job. That's like the idea behind it. Hi Josh, just wanted to check with which free password manager do you usually use? I use LastPass. You can see it in my browser right here. LastPass free password manager. You can use KeePass as well, but I've been using LastPass. You can use NordPass also. I don't know if it's free, but yeah. What's your cost of living in Japan? It's really high. Don't ask me. I'm not like a normal person. This apartment is about oh god. It's about 3,500 a month, which is really expensive for here. And next month I'm about to move somewhere else, and that one's more expensive. Um, but there's like a reason for it. Like I'm moving to like basically I'm gonna live inside a Conrad hotel for like the next 3 months, and they will like clean everything, like do everything for me, and all I got to do is work. And there's a nice gym and like breakfast, all of that stuff is taken care of, so I can just like lock in and work. That's why I do that. Like a normal person, you can get by on like half the living cost of the states in Japan, but I'm like not doing that because I'm like really optimizing my life as much as possible. That's a good question though, but don't ask me. I'm not a good example. How do you work multiple jobs? Hey Josh, I'm currently making 127K as a software engineer in New York, debating on jumping ship. My company mentioned that they will give me a raise if I finish my degree. I would just do what you want, to be honest. I don't know why you want to jump ship. It depends on why you want to leave. But I don't wait around for stuff that I want to do. I will leave. I'll do it gracefully. I'll transfer knowledge and make sure that they have a good time if I like my boss. But I'll just do what you really want to do, to be honest. Because like, what is another 15K a year versus like whatever else it is that you want to do, right? It just depends on like the raise and like all that. Um, I want to do a business, but no clue where to start, to be honest. Well, pluperfective. Yeah, I don't know. You could do an MSSP. Someone in the cyber range, I think his name is Eric. I think this is his name. Oh my god, if it's wrong, I'm sorry. But he started an MSSP recently. You can probably find him on LinkedIn and ask him like what he's doing. Might be good. Oh hey Ian, in my experience, the stacking jobs thing only works when you are specialized and have no kids. My kids, yeah. Yeah. Um, Interesting. Would that possibly in networking field? It will work in networking, but it depends on what you're doing. If you're like a knock analyst, it won't work because you're probably just doing tickets all day, probably. But if you're like a network engineer or a network architect or like something like this where your work is a bit more asynchronous, you can probably get away with it. Uh, why not live Thailand and get everything? Cause like half my staff are here, and Japan is just so good. I don't know. It's really good. It's really clean here. Thailand is like a bit messed up, but I like Thailand a lot. It's just like it's not like Japan. Uh, Mr. Airspace, Josh, have you been to California? Okay. Oh my God, I have to go. Josh, have you been to California? Would you ever work in Silicon Valley? I've been to California for the school games and like a couple other things. I wouldn't work in Silicon Valley. I'm not trying to work in those like high speed companies, to be honest. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna do my own company. Stay silent. I'm in the cyber range now, waiting for my VM to deploy. Hey, Josh. It's like Inception. Oh, dope. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate that. So, tips on juggling remote gigs to income max. I made a video on this, but just get jobs where you can do the work asynchronously, where you don't have like a set schedule. And then last one, I want to jump because I feel underpaid. I have 1 year experience as a security engineer and 4 years experience as a sysadmin. Is this the software engineer guy? It is. Yeah. If you have other jobs lined up and you want to go and do something else, I just go and do that, to be honest, because the raise, it's not like they're gonna double your salary and you're not gonna even feel it probably. So I would recommend just going and doing what you want to do, to be honest. Like, granted you're able to get another job and you have like a safety net and like all that stuff I would worry about, but um yeah, I just go and do what I want to do, and I tend to recommend people to do that too, because we have like one life, right? And we have like not that much time on this earth, so just do what you want to do. But okay, I have to go. Do you recommend any solid MSPs to work for? My worry in jumping into entry level role in one I might get let go or the company isn't good. My current job is solid. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't really have any recommendations for MSPs, but just make sure you're really solid before you leave. Maybe get some certifications, like a really solid resume, and then save up like a chunk of money, because like the bigger chunk of money you have, the more confidence and like less worry you'll have. So I think you should do that. That's what I do, and it's helped me make better decisions. Like if you have like for example, extreme example, you have like $1 million in the bank, it's really easy for you to make the decision like, oh, should I stay here or should I go here? Because you just will focus on like what you want to do. So like the more money you have, as like kind of saved up as a net, it will just like help you to make the decision better. But cool, thank you so much, everybody. I'll do some more live streams, like more. Yeah, so I appreciate everyone joining. We'll see you next time. Sorry if I couldn't get to your DM. I really tried to like get to everybody's, but it's like hard for me. And I'll try to make sure my sound is better next time. But yeah, thank you so much. See you guys next time, and have a good night. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for coming, for everybody. And then Plu Perfected. I don't know if I'm allowed to say your real name, but thank you for joining. But okay, see you guys.